Me.
What it is. Every revolution or every political movement or any kind of change, and having someone, okay, CIA, which is fucking for you to call me CIA when you know I'm not.
Everything was politicized. It was, oh, this is when we became the left versus the right. But both sides are trash. In COVID,
his own thing. So it seems to be that money's the issue, that like we're using money and that's how politics is being pushed. Because now we've seen what someone does when they use their own money and it doesn't seem to be a solution. So I feel like we take money out of politics, we'll have a much better political system.
Politician, you think they're gonna come out and tell me the truth? They was lying to my mama. They ain't gonna never tell us.
So everybody, we look at certain things just because, oh, this happens in the hood or we see this every day. All the way up. These people were speaking truth. King, we could talk X, we could talk it all. They were speaking truth.
What's going on in anyone's mind, but let's take it as a given that Gray's argument is true, that the argument to not have ID is that it would be discriminatory versus certain socioeconomic brackets or something. It's like
the world's greatest trial run of what people will do and what people won't do. And we are the only country on the planet that really fought against the government. A lot of it,
because you focus on 80-20 issues. I'm looking at the Epstein issue as we have 80% of the information we need to prosecute these people that actually did anything, but you're focusing on the 20% trying to take down Donald Trump, which you're never going to get. So I'm going to keep sitting here with a smug-ass face on every single day.
I'll explain. Good question. I'll give you the answer. The Republican Party constantly talks about transgenders and transgender surgery to minors.
I'm mostly on the left, ideologically, but I don't associate with the Democrats because they're not ideologically on the left. The Democrats are clowns, and they're also losers.
About to be any engaging conversation. It's not about to be any discourse about different political ideologies, what works and what doesn't. If that is the outcome, right? For example, I'm not gonna go and just put myself in the middle of a KKK rally.
Verify me. I'm not a fucking fed. They always do this. I'll say this, right? But they did the same thing to Nick. We've seen the video. They'll call people who are genuine and authentic feds because
the interesting thing to me is that the ones that claim that they believe the Constitution are now trampling the Constitution. The ones that said they believed in the First Amendment, the freedom of speech, right, are now going against the freedom of speech.
leadership perspective.
They don't have no plan. They don't never talk about nothing positive about the Democrat Party. Everything is just anti-Trump. They're not willing to have a conversation. They call us fascists. We willing to have a conversation. Charlie Kirk's willing to have a conversation.
He is going to share the stories of great American heroes who exemplify bravery and the spirit of 1776. And the president is, of course, going to tout his administration's record-setting accomplishments over the past year while laying out an ambitious agenda to continue making the American dream more attainable and affordable for working-class people across the country. It's going to be a great speech. There will be some tear-jerking moments, as there was last year, in addition to some moments of levity, and so we hope everybody will tune in.
Yeah, Caroline, what can we expect as far as people in the audience? Because I know every year we see someone special sitting next to the First Lady, and then the president always talks about different stories.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Party. Why I like the new party? Number one, it's a group of people that's on a panel. We all have differences, but we all basically still come together at the end of the day. The new party for me is about unity. The new party for me is about educating people to the truth, letting people know what's been going on in our country. With that being said, shout out to the new party, man. We're going to keep it going with y'all.
Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
I'm Gray Mars.
Andre Williams.
I'm Kim.
It's Mia.
Hi, I'm Ethan.
And tonight on the new party, it's a very special night. POTUS will be giving us a message, but it's also Enzo's 1-year anniversary for the new party. So we're going to celebrate that tonight. And we have a special guest. Andre will be working with us starting Tuesday night. So if you're a fan of Andre, same time, same place, every Tuesday night. We are excited to have Andre be a part of our team. We believe in all viewpoints here on the new party. And another special night is Ethan. Ethan is our guest. He's from the Unfuck America tour. Ethan, let everybody know about your tour and where the next stop will be.
Hi, yeah. The Unfuck America tour is like the left-wing counter to Turning Point USA's American Comeback tour. The left has been unbelievably slack at countering organizations like Turning Point, and I'm very happy to be a part of this left-wing counter movement, if you will. And our next event is scheduled to be in North Carolina, I believe in April. We might have one coming up in March, but we need to get the details worked out on that one. But I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.
Yeah,
very quick question. I am so sorry. Very interested. What do you mean by the left?
So I would say anyone that's like center left. So like not necessarily like leftist. Well, I guess a leftist would probably agree with me more than a conservative, but anyone that's just like center left in American politics.
Okay, like do you like Kamala Harris left, or you don't
Yeah,
like
for
Kamala
sure.
Harris left? Okay, never mind. Thanks for clarifying.
Absolutely.
Kim was going to join, but Kim is part of the left that's like, anti-Kamala. She's a new kind of, you're gonna learn about Kim tonight. She's a different kind of left. But while we all get to know each other tonight, we also have a poll and a drinking game. This is the best night ever. So for those of you guys watching, please stay tuned. At 9 p.m., President Trump will be taking the main stage. We call it the SOTU, State of the Union Address drinking game. Every time Trump says Biden, Kamala, Clinton, or Obama, you got to take a shot. So in the poll, will it be a light night? Will you get buzzed with 3 to 5? Will it get real with 6 to 9? Or will you be dead tomorrow with 10 or more? Let's start taking bets. Gray, how many shots are we taking tonight? 10 or more?
I'm going to go with 10 or more.
Oh, okay. Well, I meant 10 or less. Sorry. Andre, what's your guess tonight?
I want to be fucking dead of alcohol poisoning if I have to hear it. Honestly, my drinking game is how many times he mentions Israel. That's more important. I'm going to focus on that. If he mentions Israel more than like 2 times, I'm done. I'm like, yeah, we're going to drink the whole bottle because this is going to be a long night.
Okay, so Andres is Israel. So for Andres fans, y'all can have that. Kim, what's your guess? 0 to 3? What do you think? Or 3 or more, 10 or more?
I think you guys are playing to die. He's very repetitive. He's going to say those words so many times. I suppose just drink what you can or what you can tolerate, and I'll be here to support you.
Enzo, you got the MAGA hat. Is it going to be 0 to 5? What do you think it's going to be a lot? You think we're going to be dead tomorrow? Will we make it to work?
I'm on vacation, so I'm just drinking just to drink at this point. So he's probably going to say, my thing is, like Keith said it to me earlier, if he mentions the 2020 election, we're all dead. That's going to be mentioned 100 times, I bet.
Oh, man. Ethan, what do you think?
Death.
Death.
Instant death sentence. Yeah.
We're dead tonight. Are you gonna play with us, Ethan?
I'm thinking about it. I got some chicken over here, so I don't know if I'd have enough to fit chicken and ungodly amounts of alcohol in my system.
Got it. Mia, what's your thoughts?
Oh, we're all dead. I will preface this with, please do not drink and drive. Please drink responsibly. Please make sure you are 21 years of age, because that is it. In the United States, you have to be 21. So we are prefacing this with, make sure you are legally able to drink.
I'll be the virtual DD since I'm not drinking. If you need me to step in and like do like, I don't know, end the live. If you can't press the button,
I might need you to do that. We'll see. But we're going to start the night with a story that's not so funny. It's a little sad. Let me play this clip. It's regarding Tony Gonzalez.
House Speaker Mike Johnson has just addressed affair allegations against Republican Congressman Tony Gonzalez of Texas at the same time that another member of the party is calling on Gonzalez to resign.
So Gonzalez, who is facing a primary next week, is accused of having an affair with a staffer who died by suicide last year. The congressman has denied the affair. He says he is being blackmailed. CNN chief congressional correspondent Manu Raju is live on Capitol Hill. So Manu, what is the speaker saying?
He's being very cautious about this. In fact, he says that there must be investigations first before any calls for Gonzalez to step aside, even as Johnson has previously endorsed Gonzalez ahead of the March 3rd primary, where he's actually fighting a pretty tough re-election battle against a conservative conservative candidate who has the support of the far-right House Freedom Caucus. That's a faction within the House GOP backing Gonzalez's challenger. And just today, Lauren Boebert, a conservative congresswoman herself, said that Gonzalez should resign amid these very serious accusations of misconduct and affair allegations with a former staffer. I asked Johnson why he believes that Gonzalez should not resign. Why should Tony Gonzalez resign, given these very serious accusations?
There are serious accusations, and it must be taken seriously. And
Gray, should Tony Gonzalez resign? And have you read the text? If not, I can tell you what he was saying with the woman.
You told me a little bit of it, but you can tell everybody just so you know.
So Tony
Yeah,
Gonzalez.
I saw the. Sorry,
Yeah. No, it's okay. Some screenshots came out. Pretty much he was texting a staffer, asking her for pictures, and then she ends up unaliving herself and setting herself on fire in her backyard. So is that right? Yeah, you made a face, Enzo. And so pretty much people are calling for him to resign. So Gray, should he resign?
I would say he should resign. I mean, that seems pretty worse than some of the stuff that people have resigned for previously. I don't think he's criminally responsible, but I think that that's a very scandalous thing, affair plus suicide. So I think he should resign for the good of the Republican Party.
Enzo, should he resign?
Based off of an affair, no, I think they should just investigate it and go from there. If he had any hand in her self-unaliving, then sure, he should resign after that. But if it's just because of an affair, no. We had a president get blown in the Oval Office, and he didn't resign for that. So,
Andre, should he resign?
No, if he's going to resign, then we should get everyone in the Epstein files to resign from their positions, corporate, political. We're going to have that. I mean, I don't really care. I mean, did he text like, I hope you do it in the next hour, in the text message? I mean, listen, God bless her and her family. Hope she rests in peace. It's terrible that happened to her and she's going through that. But I mean, is he responsible for that? No, I don't think so. Is it scandalous? Yes. But I mean, half of these people walking around Capitol Hill have like their fucking aides and they're going with their secretary, and some of them are gay, secretly gay. Lindsey Graham, we're talking about you. So, I mean, if he's got to resign for banging little Bo Beep over here, Lindsey Graham should resign for being gay. There we go.
Kimberly will agree with you. Kimberly alludes to that a lot on our show.
Yes, please, Lindsey Graham, please come out. I love gay people. I think that's his problem, honestly. I think he's so angry because he can't just come and flag his freak flag out. But yeah, Lindsey Graham, please come out. My opinion is very similar to what Andre just said. I don't think our politicians should resign for having an affair. If there's an investigation and it's somehow he's like implicated, then sure, obviously. But yeah, let's hold these Epstein class elites accountable first. I think that's more important.
Yeah. So speaking of elites and holding accountable, Trump's tariffs have been struck down. I'm going to play a clip and then I'm going to let our guest, Ethan, go next because I know, Ethan, I know you have a lot to say about this, but here we go. This is explaining the tariffs.
President Trump is pressing ahead with a new round of tariffs today after really a devastating ruling from the Supreme Court that determined his sweeping emergency trade duties are illegal. This morning, the president announcing on social media that he's raising worldwide tariffs to 15% after signing a 10% global tariff order late Friday. And today, the president continues to lash out at the Supreme Court, calling its 6-3 court decision on his signature economic policy extraordinarily anti-American. I want to bring in CNN's Julia Benbrook, who joins us now live from the White House. So, Julia, what do we know about these tariffs and the president's plans moving forward?
Yeah, Omar, when the Supreme Court ruled yesterday that President Donald Trump violated federal law when he unilaterally imposed sweeping tariffs across the globe, which is, of course, a key part of his agenda during the second term, he made it very clear that he was not happy and he doubled down. In fact, he announced that he was imposing a 10% additional tariff on top of levies already in place and it could be enacted using this different law referred to as Section 122, and that could be temporarily in place for up to 150 days. Then it would need congressional approval to go more long term. But as you mentioned this morning, he announced that he was going to raise that rate even higher. I want to pull up his social media post for you now. In it, he said, in part, I, as President of the United States of America, will be effective immediately, raising the 10% worldwide tariff on countries, many of which have been ripping the U.S. off for decades without retribution until I came along to the fully allowed and legally tested 15% level. Now, the executive order that he signed for the 10% tariff did say that it would go into effect early Tuesday. So we have reached out for the White House for any clarification on the timeline with this 15% rate, if it would remain the same. But he has been lashing out at the justices who ruled against him. We saw two justices that he appointed, Justice Amy Coney Barrett as well as Justice Neil Gorsuch. They joined Chief Justice John Roberts and the three liberal justices in the majority opinion. And during his press conference yesterday, Trump said that he was deeply disappointed and ashamed of some of those justices. When he was pressed on the two that he appointed specifically, he had some strong words. Take a listen.
Are you surprised in particular by their decision today? And do you regret nominating them?
I don't want to say whether or not I regret. I think their decision was terrible. Yeah. I think it's an embarrassment to their families. You want to know the truth, the two of them.
And then on the flip side of that.
So, Ethan, are the tariffs hurting Americans? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's the most obvious layup argument in the world. The tariffs, it's just a tax.
Is he frozen on your side?
He's frozen on my side as well.
Yeah, he's frozen on mine.
Ethan Klein is down.
Oh no. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, wait. Ethan, are you back?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You're
Yeah,
just
your video's
frozen.
frozen.
Maybe you should just
Oh, I'm
turn
frozen
off
right
your
now?
camera real quick. Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Good
You're
now.
still frozen.
My internet hiccuped for a second. I'm gonna refresh the page. Is that okay?
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna have Mia go while you refresh, okay?
For sure. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Mia, what's your thoughts? Are tariffs bad for us?
Targeted tariffs can be great when it comes to certain industry. We did it in the 70s and 80s when it came to the auto industry. That's how we have Toyota and Subaru plants here employing Americans, because it is beneficial for us in certain ways, especially with steel and certain industries that benefit us because we have the mines here and we can make it here ourselves. However, complete blanket tariffs is just a shadow insidious way of a consumption tax on Americans. And now we have a bunch of companies who essentially are getting paid twice because they're entitled to refunds, right? So these companies pay tariffs, and then they pass that tax along to the American consumer, who then pays it. And then now they're going to get a refund, potentially. I'm sure they'll end up with a refund. So now they're getting paid twice because Americans have already paid for the product. And then they're also going to get a refund of the tariffs that they paid. So they're getting paid twice now, right? There is nothing stating that the American citizens are getting extra in our tax return to compensate for the fact that we physically paid at the end of the line for the tariffs, right? So at the end of the day, corporations are going to win out even more than what they already have. And it's just a very insidious thing at this point in time. And then not to mention the architect of these tariffs, Howard Lutnick, his sons who operate Cantor Fitzgerald actually purchased the rights to these tariff refunds already. So if you can imagine, that's a pretty big conflict of interest. We have the Secretary of Commerce who comes up with this idea, and then his children, who he obviously converses with probably on the daily, knows that this is going to happen. And then in turn, they tell these companies and they say, hey, let me give you 20 or 30% from the tariffs that you just paid. I'll take this rebate. I'll give you this rebate. I'll give you this money, and I'll take the rights of any future earnings of refunds. So they did that. So now Cantor Fitzgerald owns millions upon millions, if not billions of dollars now in refunds from the federal government, which is directly going to impact Howard Lutnick, who is the architect of these tariffs. So have we seen the full picture? Americans get screwed twice. Corporate profits go up. They get two separate refunds. And then our Secretary of Commerce, his family becomes $150 billion richer because they bought the rights to a lot of these tariff refunds way before this even hit the Supreme Court, which for me lets me know that Howard Lutnick knew what he was doing was wrong. He knew that it wasn't going to last, and he positioned himself and his children to benefit from this. Again, it's just crony capitalism, as we've seen.
For sure. Ethan, are you here?
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, we can't. Yeah, we still can't see you, but you can go ahead and give. Yeah, just turn your camera off and you can give your answer because we can't see you.
Oh, hate to see it.
I
Yeah.
know.
So with the tariff situation here, it's super obvious that he was abusing IEPA, and this was recently challenged on day one. If you know anything about the history of IEPA and the Trading with Enemies Act, the idea that Trump could unilaterally impose global tariffs at whatever rates that he wanted at whatever time is just insane. In fact, the fact that any of these Supreme Court justices disagreed with striking down.
Oh no, we lost him. Is it me?
I just sent him a message if you want to take him down.
Okay, because I can't hear him.
Yeah, he completely cut out.
Oh, Ethan.
That's crazy.
Yeah, now I can hear you.
I don't know what's happening. Like, my internet seems to be fine, but I guess not.
Are you
I don't
on a
know.
laptop or a phone?
No, I'm on my computer.
Are you using Chrome?
I am.
You might need to restart.
Hell, what kind of internet you got, bro?
Usually,
You got that Biden
pretty good.
Wi-Fi.
I've never had an issue like this before on
Try
Discord.
your phone.
Got that new combo shit.
Censored.
Yeah. The Trump
Try-
admin's on to me. Shit.
Yeah, Ethan, try doing it from your phone and come back in because, like, we notice that sometimes on certain laptops it's not good.
Okay, I got you.
Just
All
connect the
Yeah.
cord to the camel's ass. It'll get a better connection.
right. Sounds good. All right, we'll try third time's a charm, y'all.
Okay, thank you. Okay, guys, I'm gonna play this clip. This is supposedly Trump's getting sued by FedEx. Let's watch.
Breaking news coming into us now. Tariff fallout, if you will, with FedEx now suing the Trump administration. They basically want a
Andre, you have
refund
a
after the
fan.
Supreme Court's tariff ruling. There's some legalese we'll show you here. Basically, FedEx says that since the justices decided those so-called reciprocal tariffs on pretty much any country are illegal, the administration owes them money. Gabe Gutierrez is joining us now. Presumably big bucks, Gabe. What do we know? I know this is just coming into us, and we're kind of just getting a chance to sift through this here, but it's interesting.
Yeah, that's right, Hallie. Look, FedEx had recently said in an earnings call that these tariffs would cost the company basically $1 billion in 2026. So this is that was part of their earnings report. So this is very significant. But yes, we're just starting to read through this lawsuit. In this lawsuit, FedEx says that it paid IEEPA duties to the United States and thus have suffered injury caused by those orders. Now, Hallie, this all really speaks to a huge question that we have following President Trump's, well, first following the Supreme Court ruling on Friday, but then also President Trump's news conference on Friday. That now that the Supreme Court ruled that these specific tariffs, these retaliatory tariffs, these IEEPA tariffs were illegal, how would the U.S. go about paying these back? And right now, we don't have a significant answer from the Trump administration. They're basically waiting to see how this all plays out in court. Now, the Trump administration was certainly waiting for lawsuits to come. This, of course, the first major lawsuit that we're now seeing here on Monday. We're out to the White House, don't have a comment yet from White House officials as to this latest to this lawsuit, but certainly this could be the first of many to come, and we don't have a strong answer of what the administration is going to do here, Hal.
We thank you for watching.
Andre, are tariffs legal, and are you surprised that FedEx is suing the Trump administration?
Well, this is what you get when your corporations are not loyal to the nation. They're loyal to their profits and loyal to their own gains. This is why we need to nationalize these industries and push for unionization across various different industries. We need to have that. But when it comes to the tariffs, I have to agree. Having these blanketed tariffs is weak. It was never going to work. If you're not going to penalize these companies for going overseas and shipping these jobs over and fucking over normal Americans, if you're not going to penalize them, then there's no point of having the tariffs. The tariff should be coupled with the penalty on these corporations, and then also incentivizing people to build and to grow and expand within these industries. But they're not going to do that, and it's just a show at this point. The Republicans have had the last 2 years to do everything. They've had both the House and the Senate, of course, very slim majorities, and the presidency, along with the Supreme Court, and they've done nothing. So this is why they're going to get killed in the midterms, and I completely have no faith in them anymore. They've lost all respect and all control, and they're going to get exactly what they deserve. I'm going to be sheltered from it. I'm not going to care. I'm going to sit back and like I told you so. And this is why I say, as much as I didn't like Kamala was disgusting and horrible and would have been a horrible president, it would have been good for the right to have gotten ass kicking in 2024, because we would have came back 2028 or maybe even 2020, coming in 2026, 2027, a lot better. But now we're going to have to, take the blunt and the pain, and it is what it is. So we'll see what happens when it comes to this. I mean, he's going to put on the new round of global tariffs. And I think that's the end of it. But this is what he gets for half-assing it all these months. Going back and forth. Oh, we're going to put the tariffs on and we're going to take it off. I talked to Canada. They don't want it. Nigga, just do it. If you're serious about it, if you campaigned on it like you said you were going to do it, just do it. Don't sit back and, we're going to just put the tip in for this time and then we'll come back and have a discussion. Like, come on. Are you going to fuck or you're not going to fuck? I mean, that's all I got to say. And Trump seems like he's half fucking the entire time.
Ethan, now you look much better. So it's working now. It's not a conspiracy. Do you agree with what Andre said? What's your thoughts? Should we nationalize, unionize things? What do you think? Can he hear me?
Now he can't hear, so but he can see. Either. Oh, he's muted.
Ethan, can you hear us?
Just skip him and go back to him.
I'm going to go to Kimberly. Kimberly, I love your face. It's so beautiful. But you made a face when Andre said nationalize and unionize. What do you think? Are you surprised hearing that as a lefty?
Yeah, you're talking to an anarcho-syndicalist right here. I'm all for that. Let's do that for sure. 100%. Where'd that guy go?
He said
do you want me to keep
coming back. Yeah, keep going. It's your turn, love.
Oh, okay. The Trump tariffs. Sorry. Yeah, so I disagree with Trump tariffs with certain industries, especially when they affect industries like with the farmers right now. And depending on how the lawsuit goes with FedEx, what we really need to do is make stronger unions and also reverse a lot of these disastrous trade deals. Sorry, I'm a little sick and my throat's a little dry. But it's these disastrous trade deals that actually have decimated the middle class. But the way to grow the middle class is through enforcing labor unions. I'm so sorry, my throat's really dry.
It's okay. You
Girl,
could
get some water.
Get some water. Ethan's back if you want to take a moment. Ethan, can you hear us now? Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Wait, I just unplugged my thing here.
Oh, here we
and now
go.
I can hear
Okay,
you guys.
great.
Yeah,
My audio
internet.
really sucks.
Yay. Where's the okay?
Yeah, it was working
All
just
right,
fine, but I
Ethan.
just couldn't hear you guys. I don't know what was up with that.
Oh man, you missed Andre's part. Andre said that he believes in unionizing and nationalizing companies in response to FedEx suing over tariffs. But keep going.
I actually heard Andre's perfectly,
Okay.
and it was right. It was actually right when you started talking. After he finished, that's why I couldn't hear. I don't know what happened with that, but yeah, no. Nationalizing the industry completely misses the whole point of Trump's tariffs because he says it's about bringing back manufacturing. But that's a total lie. It's not for the American people. It's that way he can unilaterally strong arm other countries, right? You know, that's why he's arbitrarily setting tariffs and for countries that do things that he wants, and he'll set them higher for countries that that do things that he doesn't want. So, like for example, maybe we all know about the $1.5 billion deal for a private Trump golf resort in Vietnam, and then he lowered their tariffs, right? Like that's just the most corrupt thing in the freaking world. So it's not about manufacturing. It's not about the United States. It's just about him strong arming other countries. It's blatantly corrupt.
Damn.
Oh, quick question: is it just strong arming for his own personal game, or you just don't like when the United States does it?
I would argue that it's for his personal gain, and maybe that could be in the form of a private Trump resort or in the form of looking good for the United States. But yeah, it's going to be for his own self-interest.
Not just him.
I agree with that. Yeah, donors, and we know who those donors are. We can't say who they are, but they come from a certain tribe. So we're just going to say that they benefit the most out of it. We're going to be very edgy tonight. We're going to be very, very. I don't like what's going to happen when it comes to the State of the Union. I'm not really liking what's on the horizon with Iran and everything. So I'm in a mood right now.
Yeah, I hear you.
You don't say.
And Mexico. So Kimberly has family that lives in Mexico. I'm going to play the clip. Kimberly, you ready? I'm about to play a clip. I need you to get ready because it's going to be your time to shine.
Take some sips of water.
Take some sips of water. Let's talk about what happened in Mexico over the weekend.
Tourists are stuck in Mexico tonight as violence erupts following the targeted killing of cartel leader El Mencho, one of the country's most powerful criminal organizations. The surge in violence has prompted flight cancellations, roadblocks, and even cruise line disruptions.
KTLA's Rachel Minatoff joins us live from the news center with the latest on this chaotic situation in Mexico. Rachel.
John, Cher, good evening. Tourists are telling us that things seem to be calming down a little bit today, but there's still a lot of uncertainty about when they'll be able to leave their homes and hotels and when flights will be back up and running.
At least 70 people have died in the attempt to capture notorious Jalisco New Generation cartel leader and in the violent aftermath of his death. Some are security forces, others are suspected members of the cartel. 25 members of the Mexico National Guard were killed in retaliatory violence as gang members blocked roads and set fires to cars and businesses. Nemesio Oseguro Cervantes, better known as El Mencho, was hiding out in a city 2 hours southwest of Guadalajara. Mexican authorities followed one of his romantic partners to his hideaway, and a gun battle ensued. The drug lord and 8 members of his cartel died on the way to Mexico City.
They did it with American generated intelligence and target packaging.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum says she's restoring peace and security. El Mencho was the boss of the fast-growing criminal organization known for trafficking fentanyl, meth, and cocaine into the U.S. and attacking local government officials.
This is a moment to be very, very careful if you're in Mexico.
The U.S. State Department is urging Americans in parts of Mexico to shelter in place. Aaron Mason is one of them.
They said to us before they left, they said, we really want to be
take this seriously. Stay home. Don't go out. We don't think that they would do anything. The cartels would do anything harmful to you, but you just never know.
And most major U.S. airlines have canceled flights to and from Guadalajara and PV. President Sheinbaum says she anticipates those flights will resume by the end of today or at the very latest by tomorrow. Live in the news center, I'm Rachel Menitoff.
Okay, Kimberly, what is going on in Mexico that the news is not telling us? Go.
Well, I think this was directly after Mexico sent aid to Cuba, which the United States didn't like, and I love. And also after Claudia Sheinbaum also had this press conference talking about how Mexico is the new largest trade partner with the United States. So I think behind closed doors, it's like, I'll give you this, you give me that. But since 2006, ending in 2006, 2007 to present, there have been about 350,000 to 400,000 dead Mexicans due to these cartel drug wars. The real solution to the drug cartels would be to legalize and regulate these illicit drugs, the same as prostitution, not through drug wars, because when you start drug wars, which, like I said, we only see what they present to us because the CIA and the DEA work with these cartels, helped create some of these cartels like the Zetas, and not just in Mexico, but in the Americas and all over the world, like we saw with Afghanistan. And pause in Afghanistan for emphasis because it was very sad what they did there. And with the CIA and like actually this particular cartel, earlier in December 2025, they captured this ex-DEA agent who was laundering approximately $12 million for this cartel. Didn't hear a peep about it in the news. They'll arrest and incarcerate a lot of the lower level cartel members and launderers, but when it comes to actually addressing the root issue of drugs, which the number one customer of these illicit drugs is going to be the American, because we're riddled with diseases of despair and this consumeristic American culture. So that would be the real solution, would be to address socioeconomic issues here, socioeconomic issues in Mexico, but they're not going to do that because both governments profit off of the illegal drug corporations, which including the cocaine import agency, starting with them actually.
Enzo, I want to get you in here. The Zinc, a fan of our shows, thank you, The Zinc, for watching. Does America have a drug smuggling problem or a drug problem? What do you think?
It's a drug problem.
I mean, back in the 60s and 70s, it was a drug smuggling problem with the CIA, as well as all these three-letter agencies bringing drugs into the United States. In 2026, no, we have a fucking drug problem. And I have no problem with the United States training military forces in Mexico to take down the cartel. This is something that I've been wanting for the longest time. Cut the head off the snake, not legalize and let everybody run rampant with drugs in the United States. We can see what that already does. We can look at like Oregon, we can look at Washington State, of them legalizing drugs and having safe injection centers, as well as New York too. It's terrible. It's not the answer. You're going to have more overdoses. You're going to have more people hooked on drugs than anything like that. I'd rather have no drugs in the United States since Donald Trump what he's been doing with taking out the cartel boats in since we've been taking out the cartel boats, overdoses have dropped. I think it was like 20% or something like that in the United States. So let's keep doing this. Let's take the head off.
Where did you see that? Can you send me that?
I can pull it up. Yeah, I got you. I can find it again.
If you cut off the snake, if you cut off the head of the snake, 10 snakes will grow in its place. That's exactly what happened after Felipe Calderon started the drug wars in 2006, 2007.
Enzo, when you have it pulled up, you can share the screen if you pull it up on the computer. Sorry to cut you off, Kim. Go ahead, Kim. But I want to get some other people in here. Ethan, what's your response? Do you think because this is a recap of Trump's year, right? I mean, we're about to listen to him. What has he accomplished? He blew up a bunch of boats off of South America leading up to where we're at today. Do you think this had to do with that? Do you think it helped us in America? What's your thoughts? Uh-oh, can you hear me?
Wait, who was the question for?
You.
Oh, yeah. No, the audio did the thing again, but I got my
It's
headphones back
okay.
in. It was like flick on and off. No, okay. So the thing is, when we look at how drugs get smuggled into the United States, the overwhelming majority is through ports of entry, right? This idea that like, oh, people are like, maybe crossing the border and then like they're throwing drug bags like over it or something is just absurd. They're coming in through legal ports of entry. I know Enzo was talking about blowing up the drug boats, but the United States has proven or given zero evidence that these are actually drug boats. Some of them, yeah, probably are, but we have no idea like how many people are getting like blown up who are being human trafficked, which would be killing innocent people, which is disgusting. As for should we be killing the drug cartel members or like legalizing it, I'll actually say I do agree with Enzo over here. Something I'm totally in favor for to get Mexico's government stabilized is like some kind of like United States intervention, whether that be through like maybe aerial support or intelligence, like what we just did. That's something I'm actually in favor for. But the idea that like legalizing the drugs there would take away like the drug cartel's influence. No, these people effectively do have to go.
Wow, Enzo and Ethan agree on something. Mia, what's your thoughts, Miss America First? We need to mind our business. Should we mind our business or send support to Mexico?
I feel like if Mexico asks for support, we should absolutely oblige them. However, I mean, I kind of am more of the mind of Enzo. I mean, we have the statistics from Canada. So legalizing drugs has not made Canada safer. If anything, it has compounded and made their opioid crisis worse. I mean, the information's on the internet. At this point in time, legalizing drugs would not help us. It's going to hurt us and more people are going to die. So, I mean, I'm not saying we strong arm Mexico, but I'm saying at this point in time, we need to collaborate with them because we have a drug problem here and they have a cartel problem there, which is not helping us. Either way, we're going to have to work together to solve this problem. I would hope that Mexico would want to work with the United States and we would want to work with them. But I think I am absolutely against legalizing any sort of drugs at this point in time outside of marijuana, because I mean, Canada is the proof in the pudding. They legalized it there and they have more deaths now than they had before. I mean, we're talking 68% higher. I mean, it does not help. So unless we're going to like really try to find a way, I mean, we're going to have to, something's got to give. So either Mexico's going to have to get their shit together or we're going to have to go down there for them and get their shit together. I mean, I guess this Jalisco group of people or whatever, there's like 20 or 30,000 people. I don't understand why Mexico can't just kill them all. Just kill them. I mean, just kill them all. That's only 30,000 people. Get rid of them. I mean, there are millions of people that could survive. Just kill them all.
So horrible.
Like, just kill them all. I'm like, these people will
Kill them all.
you and cut your heads off with machetes.
No. Massacre them.
And we would eliminate the problem. I'm sorry.
Kick them in the hole.
It's going to make the problem worse because
I mean, they're terrorizing entire cities full of millions of people. I mean, they've killed hundreds of thousands of people. If we tally up all of the deaths from all of the cartels for the last 80 years, we're talking hundreds of thousands, if not millions of Mexicans. I mean, at this point in time, eliminate them because they're a problem and we need to solve this problem.
I just said that right now. From since 2006, it's been about 350 to 400,000 deaths. It's not just legalizing.
Drop in the bucket.
It's not just legalizing and regulating. It's addressing the root causes of drug use. So providing socioeconomic relief to the people with diseases of despair who do drugs. Also,
addiction's not a disease.
Just to throw that out there, if you do use drugs, use them responsibly.
It's a choice. Drug addiction is a choice. At the end of the day, it's not a disease like anybody wants to tell you.
That's not true.
It is the truth. Because I come from a family. I come from a family of addicts. It is not a disease. It's a choice. You choose to put that needle in your arm. You choose to put that dollar bill in your nose. You choose to put that joint in your mouth. I did drugs for a very long time. I used to do coke like it was going out of style, and I stopped like that because I wanted to. Anybody who says it's a fucking fucking disease, you're fucking delusional. And I have
Enzo.
plenty of family that are friends that are family and friends that have gotten clean on their own accord because they wanted to, not because they were ever forced to do it because they have a disease. The disease is the enablers in the family who will allow them to go to rehab 15 times and then relapse and then come out and do the same exact thing 15 fucking times. That's the disease, not the person fucking sticking the fucking paper bill up your nose doing it or sticking a needle in your arm. That's your choice.
I gotta agree with that. I gotta agree with that.
Is depression a choice?
Huh?
Is depression a choice?
Depression is a choice. Yeah, you can pull yourself out of that easy.
Okay, so like people who are like mentally depressed, like they should just like get over it, right?
Yeah, they should get over it. They should put their mind into a better
depression
place.
is a natural thing.
Depression.
Yeah, I would say it's natural. We all go
Listen,
through.
I don't agree. I don't
depression.
agree with saying addiction's a choice. Depression is this, that, whatever it is. That poverty is that's a social issue. That if you're homeless, that you need help from everybody else. No.
Do you think like mental illnesses like actually exist?
Yeah, certain ones that are diagnosed under the DSM-5, sure, like transgender and
Like
gender
depression.
dysphoria.
There's nothing wrong with being LGBT. When it comes to
There is.
socioeconomic issues, no,
Well,
there isn't.
there's a lot wrong with it.
There's a huge
Let's not drag this.
Hold on.
I'll invite
Okay.
you guys all to a drag
Wait.
So Enzo, you know that depression is in the DSM-5,
hold on,
right?
hold on, wait. Like, let's get the fellas up top in here. Bray, what were you saying?
I was just telling Enzo the word he was looking for was socioeconomic. Was what he
Okay.
Sorry, I stumble on my words.
Yeah.
It's okay. Andre, what were you saying about depression?
Oh, I would say it's just a natural thing. I mean, we all go through depression. It's something that we all experience in various points of our life. And it's a challenge that we have to overcome. I mean, life is about struggle. I mean, it's not something that like, oh, life is about rainbows and hugs and kisses. I mean, we're all going to have depression in our life. You know, some of the most powerful, most successful people have depression. Some of the poorest, downtrodden people have depression. It's a natural thing. I mean, it's just a natural existence. On to the Mexico stuff. Yeah, I'm not for legalizing drugs. Coming from the Black community, definitely not for legalizing drugs. We push this shit and glorify it so much, and we have a big problem. So hell no, we're not going to do that at all. That's going to destroy us completely. I think we should be running the same operations that we did for Israel in the Middle East when we're going after these terrorist organizations. We should do the same thing for the cartels. We should have been doing that instead of doing what we did with Venezuela. With Maduro, we should have did that with the cartels a long time ago. But we want to do that with Venezuela simply because Venezuela and Iran work together, and we need to sever their economic ties. So that was a whole bullshit operation. If Trump would have started this way, going after the cartels a lot harder, I think he would have had a successful first year. I think that would have won a lot of people over. There are a lot of Americans who've experienced, dealing with drugs, or even people at the south of our border who's dealt with the cartels, or have seen what the cartels, or people who are coming here to this country legally and illegally, who have experienced the terror and reign of the cartels. So I think he was smart and not so pro-Jew and pro-Zionist and pro-Israel and focusing on the Middle East for the entire year. He would have focused on that. It would have been good. But we're talking about addiction, and we're talking about the drug problem. The war on drugs has failed because instead of attacking the root of the problem, the cartels, the CIA, the DEA, all the big pharmaceutical companies, really, that's the big enemy. We've decided to go after the common man. We decided to go after, the person doing, whatever. This goes back to Reagan. Reagan destroyed a lot of the mental asylums, the rehab centers, all the stuff that we were actually working on and trying to improve. He got rid of that. So thank you, Republicans. And also Clinton doubled down on it. Thank you, Clinton. Thank you, Democrats. Thank you, everybody from the two-party system who's pretty much doubled down on destroying any stability or any foundation of getting out the problem, just to drum up more profit for the pharmaceutical companies and to push for more conflict instead of actually trying to stabilize these places. What we should be doing is go after the cartels. And honestly, I'm okay with annexing Mexico. I don't give a fuck. Fuck Mexico. You guys can't run your shit anymore.
Whoa.
Bodega's over. No more bodega. Oh, no more hacienda. It's over. Burrito Noches Tacos. It's gone. There we go. I am for American supremacy. I think Canada should be a part of the United States. I think Mexico should be a part of the United States. We should rule, all right? If they actually want to have a good life and a good system, you know what? Get this shit together and we'll make you a state, buddy. We'll make you maybe a territory first, and we'll think about NATO maybe in 50 years. NATO, fuck NATO. Who gives a fuck about NATO? Fuck NATO.
I mean, like,
we
do you
are
think they would
NATO.
nuke
That's the
us?
thing.
NATO's a
nuke us?
fucking
I think
joke.
Israel. You know, hold on. You know,
Would they
hold on.
nuke us?
I think Israel
No,
would
they
nuke us.
won't.
Samson option. Yes, they would.
So the
Israel would
United
nuke us. They're like
States
they're getting.
went
NATO would not nuke
to
the United
start
States. NATO is a
annexing
joke.
countries.
It is a joke.
So then you don't think that like they would retaliate against us with nuclear force?
Look at
So
NATO's
let me answer that question.
They sent
Let me
30
answer the
people.
question.
They sent 30 fucking people to Greenland to back up Greenland. They're a fucking joke.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for us, they wouldn't have half the technology they have. Yeah, try to nuke us. We'll flip the switch so you can't even turn your shit on. Try it.
That's not.
I'm going to say this, Ethan. Hold on, Ethan. I'm going to say this. The Europeans are too pussy to do anything in their own country. So I don't really care what the Europeans have to say. You know, we're a civilizational power. We're a civilizational state. So we can do it. We can take a shit over here, and they're going to have to smell it and deal with it as much as they want to. I don't think they're going to nuke us. You know, I think that would be stupid. We have more nukes than them. We have a better military with them. They do have a capable fighting force, but I don't think the Europeans should be focusing on what America does in our hemisphere. They should be focusing on their own internal problems economically, racially, culturally, socially, than trying to focus on what America is doing. Without us, without the United States, a lot of these European countries wouldn't be shit. So they should be very grateful that we saved their ass twice in a century, and shut the fuck up and be grateful. That's what they should be doing.
Yeah, there's just nothing really of substance for me to debate here. I mean, the idea that the United States is this, like, it's the supremacy thing in the sense of we don't need any other country in the entire world is just absolutely delusional.
We don't.
It's not delusional. We actually push it.
Absolutely is.
It's actually playing out. It's not. We see it today. I think that black and white Americans in this country, Americans, we are supreme. We are better, you know, in terms of technologically, academically. We've fallen off. Hold on, we've fallen off as a people, and this is a big problem. And this is why we haven't been focusing on our own issues, because we've been dabbling in the Middle East. We've been trying to combat and restrict China's growth because we think that the Chinese are just going to like vanish out of nowhere, or we've been trying to destabilize. We've been doing all these.
Here's the
games
problem. Do you understand why the
the
United
problem.
States?
But I do believe in American supremacy. American
Do
supremacy.
you know why
is the
America
way.
is the greatest country in the world?
Because
we take the best.
Because our
Because
military.
we take the best immigrants in the world. Okay, the best.
No, the
immigrants
fuck
are
it's
the ones
not.
who
That's
come
the
here.
gayest
It
in the
absolutely
history
is.
of gay and
Absolutely,
shit.
it is. Wait, I'm
That's
sorry.
the
I'm sorry. What
gayest in the
country does
history of
every
gay and
person in the
shit.
entire fucking world want to go to for the best economic opportunity?
You know why?
Oh, that's the
You know
fucking
why?
United States.
Let me tell you why.
Wealth and
You know what?
resources
Let me-
from
hold on,
all
let me-
over
let me-
the world,
let me
and
go
it's
to-
concentrated here. So people will naturally follow
5
that
IQ.
wealth
Yeah.
here. That's why.
Here, let me go to this. Let me explain this. The reason for why we see people coming over here illegally and legally, because corporations want to use them for cheap labor, and both political parties want to use them for votes. That's it. Now, guess what? These people are coming from countries. Hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish. Hold on. Let me go finish. Oh, he's like, you're saying dumb shit. Let me go this. Hold on. Let me go, Ethan. I'm not Myron. Let me tell you this. I'm your worst nightmare when it comes to this. Let me tell you this. When it
if you
comes
want,
to
I'll talk over you.
Israel
I will
and our
talk over
foreign
you if you want me
countries,
to.
when it goes to Israel, I'll just turn you down and continue to talk. That's what I'll do. I'm an asshole like that. So anyway, let me finish the land my plane and let you go, respectfully, right? So when we look at what Israel's done and these NGOs, these pro-Jewish, pro-Israel NGOs, they've been flooding our country with migrants. They've been destabilizing their countries economically, militarily, for their own benefit. And then telling people, come over to the United States or go over into Europe. Europe has a significant immigration problem that they're going to have to deal with. And I think there's going to be a race war in Europe because of it. It's going to be very disgusting. With the United States, no. America is great because of black and white Americans, not because of fucking immigrants. That is a lie. That is bullshit. When we look at the history of immigration in this country, immigrants, they have contributed somewhat. But when it comes to black and white Americans, we've contributed the most. And when it comes to white Americans, it's been in majority. So when we're talking about immigration, it's not in our interest to continue this policy. We have to focus on our own growth, our own benefit, our own betterment as a people, than letting the door open for everyone to come in and benefit. We don't even have shit now anymore. We look at black people today, we don't have shit. We've been replaced economically by Hispanics, by Arabs, by all these other people who we've allowed the door to open for, and we've given them everything because we used the template of the civil rights movement, which is a disaster, for them to come in and to take. So I don't know what you're talking about, mystery meat, but you know, that's the reality of what we're dealing with.
All right, we're done. Okay, awesome. Okay, let me ask you this. What's the optimal unemployment rate for whatever industry?
Go ahead, enlighten us. Go ahead and enlighten
It's
the,
about 5%.
audience.
It's about like 4.5 to 5%. Okay, so like when we have things like H-1B visas, you know why we introduced the H-1B visas?
I'm very much aware. Go ahead and educate the audience.
We have H-1B visas because the unemployment rate for computer science or like these IT industries is extremely low. So we need to have more people so that way we can create more jobs. And why do we do this? It's because immigrants are the ones who do these jobs, and these are high-skilled people that build this up so that way the U.S. economy can grow. And that is why America is the greatest economy in the world. And that's why we want to have immigrants. These are high-skilled people who do very good jobs, and they want to come to the United States, one, for themselves, and then two, so they can contribute to the United States economy. Like, the idea that you want to shut it down is the most like brain-dead fucking thing in the world. Why would you want to stagnate our economy? Like, it's just so fucking stupid. Like, that's all I really have to say.
So let me say this, right? Instead of getting immigrants over here, who, like I said, are going to be used for cheap labor, instead of paying Americans their fair share, their fair decent wage for the work that they deserve, we're going to hire these people and bring them over from India and from China and from fuck that. I'd rather hire a black kid going to MIT. I'd rather hire a white kid going to any university, trying to learn and working his ass off, getting himself into debt. I'd rather hire them and give them the job, give them the position. And that means that we're going to suffer. And that means we're going to be put back technologically for a few years. So what? My people are stronger. The nation's stronger. The people are better. That's what matters. That's more important than like, well, we can have like the cuisines from the immigrants that come here because now that we're speaking. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Fuck them. Let's what? They want to have a good life. They want to have a good country. Go build it over there like we built it over here. Go do it.
Wait, guys. I wanna let Kimberly get in, but Kimberly, before you start, guys, at 9:00, I'm going to be sharing the screen. We can keep talking, but just so everyone knows, we are going to be live streaming President Trump's address for those of you joining. We'll also be doing a drinking game. You guys can do the poll, but Kimberly, go ahead and say what you guys say. So if you see it on the screen, we'll keep going until they come on, but I didn't want to interrupt at a bad point. Go ahead, Kim.
So I'm on the immigration, I'm on the left, but I think that one of the gravest errors that people on the left can make is making a case for H-1B visas when they take away the jobs from Americans. Like with Disney in Florida. So when it comes to visas, we have some of the best world-renowned universities of all time. We have and we can provide a lot of those jobs that already exist with Americans here. And then on the other side of that, with regards to immigration, I think that we should let people in with whatever of the capacity of our economy that we have, which is vast because we go around terrorizing the world, stealing the wealth and the resources from other countries and concentrating it here. That's why you get a lot of these economic immigrants that come from these countries that like Somalia, like Guatemala, like honestly so many countries, because we go and we literally steal their wealth and their resources. And that's why you get these laborer immigrants who will follow that wealth to this country, not because they think they're going to be treated nicely here. So I think there should be a large immigration reform. I believe in amnesty. I believe in some form of legal pathway. If you did come here illegally, actually, my libertarian friends are good on this. They believe that if you did come here illegally, the penalty for that should be you're not allowed to be a citizen or vote, but you can have some form of legal work permit here so that you can contribute to the society, especially if you've already been here for a long time or if you came here as a child with your parents. So I think there's more nuance to the immigration conversation. I do think that H-1B visa is a bit of a cop-out because it does take away from a lot of the jobs that we can be giving to Americans here.
Okay. So
I agree with that. I do want to add. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you. So
go ahead.
The very first thing I said about H-1B visas is that the unemployment rate for jobs, so like broadly computer science, computer informational systems, these unemployment rates are below the optimal unemployment rate. Like we're looking at unemployment rates between like 2 to 3%, which is too low. So the idea that like Americans are losing jobs is just not true. It's because we have more jobs than we have people that can fill them. That's why we have H-1B visas. But it's just a giant misconception from people. Sorry, go.
Corporations take advantage of H-1B visas at the expense of the workers. They're not always for higher earning jobs. Actually, the majority of them are not.
like we saw with the Disney lawsuit in Florida, where they literally laid off thousands of employees, hundreds of employees, close to 1,000, and they replaced their H-1B visa immigrants, and they were paid a fraction of the cost. So I think that the H-1B visa should be reformed drastically. It should be enforced. I think there's a use for it, but that's not currently what the H-1B visa fulfills now. It takes away, it's not just the Disney lawsuit in Florida. It's a lot of corporations, because the corporations pay the politicians. The corporations always get what they want. So when it comes to labor and employment, I think for me, who's very, very left on immigration, I think we should always prioritize American citizens, never at the expense of American citizens, and especially foundationally Black Americans. And we should start with reparations to descendants of freedmen, and then we can go on.
No reparations. No. You lost me there, Kimberly. I was on your side for majority. No reparations. We already got reparations, though.
It must be done.
That's not the original sin. There's no sin. Listen, the greatest reparation package, and I'm an American, that white and Black men fought in the Civil War in order for me to be free, and I'm here today. And that's it. There's no reparations. I don't need any money. Black people need to fix our culture, our shitty culture and poor representation, and better ourselves. The greatest reparations package, you get to live here, not Africa. Africa sucks. I don't want to live in Africa. I love being a Black American. That's the most beautiful thing that I could achieve. And this goes into what I was going to say, is that we have not solidified what an American is. We've made being an American like this thing that you can come in, like purchase like it's a subscription to Amazon, rather than like this is an identity. This is a something that we already have. This is generational. It's blood and soil. It's not, I like Grey's Anatomy and SpongeBob and Big Macs and pornography. Therefore, I'm an American. That's not how any other country works or has operated for the centuries it's been existing, or thousands of years. We look at the oldest civilizations and countries. It doesn't work like that. An American is something that is earned through the generations. It's something that you have to acquire. You have to sacrifice. So someone's coming over here. Yes, they're not going to be, I don't think you should have the same luxury of voting in my elections or being able to have a say in my society. You have to earn that, and your children are going to earn that. I think your children and grandchildren will earn that, and you're sacrificing your time in order for them to have that, like our ancestors and our forefathers have done. I don't want someone coming over to my country and having a say. Just don't.
Andre, can I ask you a question? Do you think that a first generation American born here, their parents came here, are they any more or less American than you, or someone that was here for generations? What do you think?
So their parents are not American, but I would say it's kind of a gray area. They're half, it's a half condition, but they are American because they've been born on the soil. I can respect them. But when it comes to that third generation, their children, they're fully American. They've completely been blended into society, because we can't have a nation. We can't have this civilizational state. That's what America is. It's not just this, this nation state anymore, this country. We're a civilizational power. I believe in multipolarity. Our people, we've got to have somebody, you got to put time into the system. You can't sit back and just come over here and it's like, well, now I'm an American because I got my citizenship. No, you're a citizen. You're not an American. You're an American citizen, but you're not an American by blood. So that person that's born on land, they should most definitely have a say because they've been born here. And I'm fine with that. But their children is going to have more, and they should work towards it. My family, they sacrificed, came over here. Now I'm going to work so my children have the full respect as an American.
I want to ask, why would you ever want to do this when it completely well, actually, no, I think you probably in general, if you could set the immigration rate to be as low as possible, would you do a zero immigration rate?
I probably maybe put it maybe 10,000, something maybe under 100,000, not zero. Put it very low, but not.
Sorry, hold on.
If we're talking about legal immigration, yeah, we're gonna lower it as much as we can. Homeboy's having Indian technical difficulties.
I agree with that.
Yeah, got to call
okay, now I can hear again.
Can you hear me?
Okay. It did the audio thing again. Say again in 2 seconds.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Hello? Oh, he's got it. Okay. Well, I'll just, I don't know if he can hear. Can he hear me?
Either can you hear Andre?
Yeah, it's doing the thing again. I don't know what's up.
Oh.
Sure.
Well, it's
wow, right side broadcasting still going? Holy shit.
Yeah, it's going. So hold on, let me hit the unmute. Let me see.
I thought they were out of business. I didn't know they still did broadcasts and everything.
Is it super loud?
I can't even hear it.
It sounds
Can everybody else
normal.
hear it?
Okay. Like, is it too loud to hear? Or like, if I unmute it, because I think we were about to start. That's why I muted it.
Yeah, I can't even hear anything.
Okay, so they probably have it muted on their end because of how loud it is. So for everyone watching, this is the State of the Union. As we can see in the background, Speaker Mike Johnson and JD Vance. So President Trump is making his way down to the floor. Guys, I heard that. What? Can you guys hear me?
That was me. Yeah, I muted it.
Here,
I muted it so we can hear you.
I can hear you, and
Oh.
I can hear the
Okay.
video too. It's just like people in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. So supposedly Erica Kirk is his special guest of the night. Kimberly, what actually, Enzo, what do you think about Erica Kirk being the special guest of the night?
I don't mind it.
Oh my God.
I don't mind it. I mean, what's
Um,
wrong with her?
Cry
What's
about her
wrong with her
husband.
showing up?
Well,
Anybody?
and
Any
Elon
takers?
Omar said she's coming and she has a special
Okay.
guest too, but there are 50 Democrats that are sitting out tonight. Gray, I want to get your thoughts because you haven't really been speaking. Wait, is that me? Oh, here it goes.
Of the United States.
Can you guys hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay, cool. Because sometimes on my end I can't hear certain things.
Because she's annoying. That's why.
Yeah, I can't. I can't hear it.
Gray, did you mute it? Because I can't
No.
unmute it if you did.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can hear.
Okay. So President Trump's making his way to the floor. But while he makes his way to the floor, what do you think about the 50 Democrats that are sitting out, Gray?
I knew that they were going to boycott it. The other thing, I don't know if you guys noticed, they're going to be bringing Epstein survivors as well to the Democrats are. So I remember we were on her last time, and you guys got pretty upset with the guy you met, Nora, at AmFest. What's the little kid name? What's his name that you met? That was the last
DJ.
Yeah, DJ.
DJ? Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that was the last big thing that happened last time. So, and then everybody was like, "Oh, the Democrats didn't stand up for this little kid, and this, and that." Then, I mean, he went viral after that. So, I'm not surprised with what the Democrats are doing. I don't think they'll make a mistake like that again, like not standing up for a little kid. But I'm not surprised they're pulling some sort of shenanigans.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
forgetting the
it-
illegal aliens that they're bringing too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They didn't stand up for Illiform, baby. Remember that?
Real American, they are sitting out the State of the Union and bringing illegal migrants to it. It's fucking real American to me.
Base.
Thank you for coming, Ethan. Did you want to say closing thoughts before you leave? Oh, well, he's out. Okay.
Immigrants make America
Damn.
great.
Legal.
No, they don't.
Make
We will
America
deport all of them.
legal.
They will all go.
Legal. No, hold on. Here's the thing.
Not even legal.
I wouldn't go that far.
No legals either.
That would be me. Well, I was born here, but I'm
No
first-
legals either. We get them out.
According to Andre, we're half American, Kim,
getting
and
rid
I'm
of
a
me.
quarter.
No. If you come here prior to 1965, like, okay, you got to go.
Valid.
I mean,
That's
I would
valid.
even put it
I
like
agree with
2000. Boom. Like
My
that's it.
family's
You know?
been here since the late. Actually, people in my family have been here since the 40s and 50s. My mother
Oh,
came
they
here in the
ain't good.
1970s, and then my father worked on a ship, worked his way legally, came here in the 1980s, and then they met.
Well, Nora, you're cool, so you can stay. You know, it's cool. You're American. It's
Oh,
dope.
legal.
Yeah, you're legal. But you get the distinction I'm making. Like, this is just something that
know.
in
I'm
order for
fucking
this
with
to
you.
work, it's got to go this way. You know, that's it. I didn't make the rules. This is how things are. I'm just like, broadcasting the shit.
Mhm. My mom's family stayed here on expired visas, and they were given amnesty. Does that mean that I'm not good enough?
I don't agree
Ah,
with that.
shit. Amnesty by Reagan. Was it Reagan that gave amnesty? It
Yes.
was.
Yeah,
Fuck
because
Reagan.
the whole thing with
I
Reagan,
fucking can't
Reagan was
stand
supposed
Reagan.
to, Mexico was supposed to uphold that deal by giving them amnesty, and I don't agree with that.
And his old ass decided he was I'm gonna give him amnesty.
Sometimes people
Like,
immigrate
hey,
here
It was
illegally
it
out
was
of
a good
necessity.
deal. It was a good idea if Mexico upheld their end, but it didn't, so it turned out terrible.
Can
this
y'all
is
hear
why I
it?
say Reagan is the worst.
Yeah,
I
can
can't
you
hear
fix
it.
the chat on the
I
top
personally can't hear it.
I can hear it.
Can I what, Greg?
Can you X the chat in the top right so we can see the full thing?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. My bad. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I just want to make sure everybody can hear, because sometimes I can't hear.
Yeah, we can hear.
Well, legal immigration is the debate right now.
If sometimes people come here illegally out of necessity, there's nothing I wouldn't do for my kids. If that meant crossing over illegally, I would do it.
Well, then you should be deported for it.
Yeah, you should be
can try.
deported from it. We have every right to dictate and come over to, and that's the thing. So, I mean, do we want to have this? Because
Oh, that
the
was
harsh
sweet. Thank
conversation,
you.
we could be very brutal like China or like these other countries where they're just not nice about it. We're very nice when it comes to
Throw you in the
immigration.
jail.
Like what we're doing
They'll
is
throw you
really
in a
soft.
fucking
Yeah,
gulag
like
for that shit over there.
yeah, or they'll just kill you. That's the whole thing. So we're very nice, and
Members of
I think
Congress
being
have
nice
the
is
high
kind of over.
privilege and distinct honor of presenting to you the President of the United States.
How many times is Erica going to cry tonight?
Oh my God.
5 times.
That's the real game.
She'll have a big old box of tissues. Was Charlie at the last one, Enzo?
I think so.
I feel like
I think
he
I've
was.
seen him in the crowd. I'm pretty sure he was.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. It's really an honor. Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, First Lady of the United States.
Oh, there's Erica.
Oh, okay.
Damn, he's tall.
Yeah, look at Darren. How was that?
Second
Darren, like he
Lady
about to
of
play
the
basket.
United States.
I like the smell.
Members of Congress and my fellow Americans, our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before.
Where's it at? I don't see it. I don't see that.
Less than 5 months from now, our country will celebrate an epic milestone in American history, the 250th anniversary of our glorious American independence. This July 4th, we will mark 2.5 centuries of liberty and triumph, progress and freedom in the most incredible and exceptional nation ever to exist on the face of the earth. And you've seen nothing yet. We're going to do better and better and better. This is the golden age of America.
It's good so far.
When I last spoke in this chamber 12 months ago, I had just inherited a nation in crisis with a stagnant economy, inflation at record levels, a wide open border, horrendous recruitment for military and police, rampant crime at home, and wars and chaos all over the world. But tonight, after just 1 year, I can say with dignity and pride that we have achieved a transformation like no one has ever seen before, and a turnaround for the ages. It is indeed a turnaround for the ages.
Wow, look at the two Democrats standing.
Is Green been kicked out already?
And we
Green
will
out-
never go back to where we were just a very short time ago. We're not
can't
going
hear you.
back. Today, our border is secure.
No, it's not.
Thank you. Today, our border is secure. Our spirit is restored. Inflation is plummeting. Incomes are rising fast. The roaring economy is roaring like never before. And our enemies are scared. Our military and police are stacked. And America is respected again, perhaps like never before. After 4 years in which millions and millions of illegal aliens poured across our borders, totally unvetted and unchecked, we now have the strongest and most secure border in American history by far.
I think he heard about our game. He hasn't said it yet. I'm shocked.
In the past 9 months, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States. But we will always allow people to come in legally, people that will love our country and will work hard to maintain our country. The flow of deadly fentanyl across our border is down by a record 56% in 1 year. And last year, the murder rate saw its single largest decline in recorded history. This is the biggest decline, think of it, in recorded history, the lowest number in over 125 years, year 1900. In fact, substantially before my wonderful father, I had a wonderful father, Fred, before he was born, substantially before he was born. That's a long time ago. He wouldn't like me to say that, but
Those
that's a long
grandpa
time ago.
stories again.
The Biden administration and its allies in
Biden, he
Congress
said
gave us
Biden.
the worst
First one,
inflation
first time.
in the history of our country. But in 12 months, my administration has driven core inflation down to the lowest level in more than 5 years. And in the last 3 months of 2025, it was down to 1.7%. Gasoline, which reached a peak of over $6 a gallon in some states under my predecessor, it was quite honestly a disaster, is now below $2.30 a gallon in most states, and in some places, $1.99 a gallon. And when I visited the great state of Iowa just a few weeks ago, I even saw $1.85 a gallon for gasoline. Mortgage rates are the lowest in 4 years and falling fast, and the annual cost of a typical new mortgage is down almost $5,000 just since I took office. 1 year. And low interest rates will solve the Biden-created housing problem while at the same time protecting the values of those people who already own a house.
This is going to be
really
fun.
feel rich for the first time in their lives. We want to protect those values. We want to keep those values up. We're going to do both. And we are going to keep it that way.
This is the most boomer fucking ad I've seen. Wow.
53 all-time record highs since the election. Think of that. 1 year. boosting pensions, 401ks, and retirement accounts for the millions and millions of Americans. They're all gaining. Everybody's up, way up. In 4 long years, the last administration got less than $1 trillion in new investment in the United States. And when I say less, substantially less. In 12 months, I secured commitments for more than $18 trillion pouring in from all over the globe. Think of it, much less than $1 trillion for 4 years versus much more than $18 trillion for 1 year. What a difference a president makes. A short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world, the hottest.
Is it just me? Does he seem less orange than usual?
As
He
thousands
does,
of
he
new
does.
businesses are forming and factories, plants,
getting
and
old.
laboratories are being built.
That's
We have
funny,
added
but-
70,000 new construction jobs in just a very short period of time. It's getting bigger and bigger and stronger. Nobody can believe what they're watching. American oil production is up by more than 600,000 barrels a day, and we just received from our new friend and partner, Venezuela, more than 80 million barrels of oil.
The hottest.
Right.
It's like some shit you hear on a Jadakiss that fucking.
Andre, I just followed you, and it was nice.
American natural gas production is at an all-time high because I kept my promise to
I couldn't hear you,
drill,
Kim. What did you
baby,
say?
drill.
I'll tell you after.
She said she followed
Gotcha,
you, and it
gotcha.
said you're the third account.
I
Yeah,
cleared
there's like-
account.
There's a
More
disclaimer that
Americans
says
are working
that you
today
had 2
than at
previous
any
users.
time in the history of our country. Think about that. Any time in the history of our
This is
country,
why I haven't
more
been
working
getting
today
followers on Instagram
and
because they've been fucking
100%
shadow
of
banning
all
me.
jobs created under my administration have been in the private sector. We ended DEI in America. We cut a record number of job-killing regulations, and in 1 year, we have lifted 2.4 million Americans, a record, off of food stamps.
That's a good one.
And for all of these reasons, I say tonight, members of Congress, the state of our union is strong.
If he says something about crypto, get ready to buy. Get ready to dump.
Yep.
Our country is winning again. In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to winning in our country. Until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're
I was
winning
about to
too
have
much.
an Andre moment, but I'll
And
shut
I
up.
say, no, no, no. You're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in.
He hasn't said that
Fuck
long.
out of those maple syrup loving motherfuckers. Fuck Canada.
Yeah.
How you gonna beat an own
The
sport
only
you
bravo
invented?
I'll give today.
Fuck Canucks. We will claim Canada. We will have the maple syrup.
Eric in the chat is a clown. He'll say anything.
Well, good for the gold team.
American excellence. I love
Jack
this.
Hughes is a fucking
love that.
American hero, and he needs to be protected at all costs.
All right, Trump, talk about Iran. Come on, let's get it over with.
Wow, that got the Democrats up. Respect. Respect to the Dems.
They learned last year when they didn't stand for DJ, who's, by the way, the sweetest
Yeah, they didn't stand for the little
little kid
retarded
ever.
boy.
DJ is so sweet. He's such a sweetheart. He stole my heart. I hung out with him one day.
They ain't stand for the little illiform kid. It was like, that was fucked up. They lost on that one.
Crazy for that one.
He's a hero. I love the kid, but yeah, that was fucked up. They ain't stand for little Billy or whatever his name was.
That's the first
DJ.
time I've
DJ.
ever
Did
seen them get up. And actually, not all of them
Mystery
did get up.
meat.
But they beat a fantastic Canadian team in overtime, as everybody
We're
saw,
not
as
fantastic.
did the American women who will soon be coming to the White House.
Half of that room's on the Epstein files.
They were in the Oval Office before, and I just want to say a second very big congratulations to Team USA. But I have to say that, and I told them this, and we took a vote of the team. I said, anybody votes no, I'm not doing it. So they stood there, and they weren't about to say no, because I've never seen a goaltender play as well as goalie Connor Hellebuck. Think of it, 46 shots on goal, and I asked him, the one shot, the one where you put your stick in the back and it hit the neck of your stick and bounced off, do you practice that, or was that a little lucky? He refused to answer that question. But I just want to tell you that the members of this great hockey squad will be very happy to hear, based on their vote and my vote, and in this case, my vote was more important, that I will soon be presenting Connor with our highest civilian honor, which we will be given and which has been given to many athletes over the years. But when I say many, not too many, like 12, it's called the highest civilian honor in our country, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
That's what to do with the mask.
Yeah, what the fuck is that about?
It's 2026. You're indoors.
I will say I've been seeing a
Great
lot of
athletes
people
have gotten that very great, the best.
wearing masks
And I thought he
lately.
deserved it. And I did take a vote, every
they're
single
retarded.
one of them. I said, I'm not giving it if anybody goes no. And every single one of
You
them.
know, black
rapidly
old
put up their
grandmas don't
hand.
take that shit
So I
off.
want to thank you. What a special job you did. What special champions you are. Thank you very much.
But I don't think it's just COVID. There's a lot of stuff going around, but I feel like, yeah, I ain't going back to that.
I'm sick right now. It won't
I'm
go away.
also
My kid
pleased
had
to say
pneumonia.
that the next time the
Yeah,
Olympic
same.
torch is lit, it will be here in America.
I
for
think
the
I'm getting that shit through the screen.
28 Olympics, and it's the summer version right in Los Angeles. We're going to do a good job in Los Angeles.
Yeah, see that guy Jeremy, he said pneumonia is going around. Crazy.
Because he's spreading this shit. That's why. That's what you're talking about.
He'll be all right.
He's popping through the screen. Like I said,
And
I
Los
got it right now.
Angeles is going to be safe, just like Washington, D.C. is now one of the safest cities in the country.
That's a fucking lie.
And this year, and I must say I got them both. I got them in my first term, and I was disappointed because I didn't think I'd be the president when this happened. But strange things took place, and now I've got them because I got the Olympics and I got the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and I wanted to claim the 250th, but I didn't get away with that one. I couldn't claim that one for myself. But we're getting the World Cup, so we have the World Cup and the Olympics coming, and that is exciting news.
Did Trump get us that, though? Like, that's planned years in advance.
So this
What is
will
with
be a
these
year
Fox
to
News fucking
celebrate
ads,
our
dude?
country and the heroes who
Oh,
have
no.
kept it free.
This is some
Men
boomer
like
shit.
Buddy Taggart. At age 17, Buddy volunteered our country.
I'm
and the
surprised we haven't
heroes
seen
who
one
have
for a Catholic.
kept it free. Men fought bravely in the famous Battle of Manila, worked so hard. He was badly wounded and almost killed by enemy machine guns in Luzon. And 81 years ago this month, he liberated the largest internment camp in the Philippines, one of the largest
Yeah, in
anywhere in the world.
2018.
But he earned many honors, including a Purple Heart
Right.
and a Bronze Star, came home, started a family, and tonight he is in the gallery looking forward to July 4th, 2026, his 100th birthday.
God bless him. Fucking killer.
Beautiful. Love him. I love him.
It's like we killed the hell out of those gooks. That's what they were saying. This prison know where I'm coming.
Damn, surprised Dems got up for that one too. Shout out to the Democrats.
So, buddy, you're
Great.
a brave man, and we salute you. Even in times of challenge, setback, and immense heartache, the spirit of 1776 has always shone through very brightly. It was July 4th of last year when floodwaters tore through a girls' summer camp in Central Texas. One of the worst things I've ever seen. I was there, rising 26 feet in the matter of minutes, tragically claiming many, many lives. You all remember that one. As the waters threatened to sweep her away, 11-year-old Millie Kate McClelland closed her eyes and prayed to God. She thought she was going to die. Those prayers were answered when Coast Guard rescue swimmer Scott Ruskin descended from a helicopter above. Nobody knew where he came from. It was Scott's first ever rescue mission, a young guy, but very brave, very, very top, always top in his class. And he lifted not just Millie Kate, but 164 others to safety.
What are they talking about? No, it's not. You're talking about some little girl.
The rescue swimmer who saved 100 girls at that flood last year in Texas.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
People watched Scott from a distance, and they couldn't believe what they were seeing. The winds were blowing, the rain was pouring, everything was going, and that rapid water, nobody's ever seen anything like it. They said, wow, that's something. Tonight, Scott and Millie Kate are here together, reunited for the very first time. Thank you, Scott, Millie Kate. And Petty Officer Ruskin, I'm pleased to inform you that I am now awarding you the Legion of Merit for extraordinary heroism, which is what it was, extraordinary heroism. Thank you. And I'd like to have the military aide to please come down and take care of the service. Military aid, thank you very much. Take care of that very important service. Thank you very much. From 1776 to today, every generation of Americans has stepped forward to defend life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And they're really doing it for the next generation. But now it's our turn. Together we're building a nation where every child has the chance to reach higher and go further, where government answers to the people, not the powerful, and where the interests of hardworking American citizens are always our first and ultimate concern. That is the debt we owe to the heroes who came before us, and that is the promise we must keep to America for our 250th year. Last year, I urged this Congress to begin the mission by passing the largest tax cuts in American history, and our Republican majorities delivered so beautifully. Thank you, Republicans.
There's nothing in wages that would have not increased. So there's absolutely nothing.
All Democrats, every single one of them, voted against these really important and very necessary massive tax cuts. They wanted large-scale tax increases to hurt the people instead. But we held strong, and with the great, big, beautiful bill, we gave you no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. And we also made
Well, 2 shots. I'm on
federal
shot
loans
4.
tax deductible the first time.
He said
but
it
only
again?
if the car is made in
Nah, I'm just drinking.
Dude, I just drink it
okay.
too. I'm on my second beer.
So I'll be right back. I'm gonna give me some more shit.
Recently in Pennsylvania, I met Megan Hemhauser, a devoted
I'm
mom
drinking
who's
water out of a
homeschools her
brewery cup,
children.
so it counts.
Beautiful, 2 children.
Poser.
During the day while waiting tables at night, as her husband works overtime, operating very heavy equipment. Megan is here this evening, and she's happy to tell you that she is so much richer because with no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and our expanded child tax credit done again by Republicans, Megan and her husband will take home more than $5,000 extra just for the year, cutting her tax bill in more than half. Megan, please stand up. We're fighting for you, Megan. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Megan. We're fighting for you, Megan. Under our bill, parents like Megan can also activate their children's brand new Trump accounts. And I didn't name it. I did not name it. I did not name that. Nobody believes me, but I did not name it. It was named by a very tall man sitting right there in the third row. Nice man, a good man. Tax-free investment accounts for every American child. This is something that's so special and has taken off and gone through the roof. Millions will be pre-funded courtesy of the U.S. Treasury and private individuals like Michael and Susan Dell, who have donated $6 billion $250 million to fund the Trump accounts for 25 million American children. They're great people. And I asked Michael, how do you make all that money? He said, well, I just sat on my dorm in school and I made computers and I'd sell them to people. And I just kept selling and selling and selling. And pretty amazing story. That's called the American dream. He sold a lot of computers, a lot of those laptops. So I congratulate him on that. But I really thank him and Susan, as well as others like Brad Gerstner, a very tremendous guy. He was behind it right from the beginning. Brad Gerstner. Thank you, Brad. So with modest additional contributions, these young people's accounts could grow to over $100,000 or more by the time they turn 18. Think of it. How much money is that for somebody that started with nothing? Over 100,000, could be much more than that. To make this investment in our children's future, go to trumpaccounts.gov, trumpaccounts.gov. And a lot of people are doing it. They're setting every record in the book.
We've got advertisements in the middle of the fucking stadium.
What it was going to take. So proud of them. I'm so proud of the people that got it started.
This nigga got live
One of
ads.
the primary reasons for our
there's
country's
not
stunning
one, I'm surprised.
economic turnaround, the biggest in history, where the Dow Jones broke 50,000 4 years ahead of schedule, and the S&P hit 7,000, where it wasn't supposed to do it for many years, were tariffs. I used these tariffs, took in hundreds of billions of dollars to make great deals for our country, both economically and on a national security basis. Everything was working well. Countries that were ripping us off for decades are now paying us hundreds of billions of dollars. They were ripping us so badly, you all know that. Everybody knows it. Even the Democrats know it. They just don't want to say it. And yet these countries are now happy, and so are we. We made deals. The deals are all done. And they're happy. They're not making money like they used to, but we're making a lot of money. There was no inflation, tremendous growth. And the big story was how Donald Trump called the economy correctly, and 22 Nobel Prize winners in economics didn't. They got it totally wrong. They got it really wrong. And then just 4 days ago, an unfortunate ruling from the United States Supreme Court. It just came down. It came down. Very unfortunate ruling. But the good news is that almost all countries and corporations want to keep the deal that they already made, right, Scott? Knowing that the legal power that I, as president, have to make a new deal could be far worse for them, and therefore they will continue to work along the same successful path that we had negotiated before the Supreme Court's unfortunate involvement. So despite the disappointing ruling, these powerful country-saving, it's saving our country, the kind of money we're taking in, peace-protecting. Many of the wars I settled was because of the threat of tariffs. I wouldn't have been able to settle them without. Will remain in place under fully approved and tested alternative legal statutes. And they have been tested for a long time. They're a little more complex, but they're actually probably better, leading to a solution that will be even stronger than before. Congressional action will not be necessary. It's already time-tested and approved. And as time goes by, I believe the tariffs paid for by foreign countries will, like in the past, substantially replace the modern-day system of income tax, taking a great financial burden off the people that I love. Right?
Just get Pam Bondi out of there and I'll be happy.
Moving forward, factories,
Get that
jobs,
fucking Indian out.
investment, and
That's what we need.
trillions
Cash
and
Patel needs
trillions
to
of
go.
dollars will continue pouring into the United States of America because we finally have a president who puts America first. Put America first. I love America.
We love America. We love Barack Obama. We love Hillary Clinton. We love them all. We love them.
For decades before I came along, we had the exact opposite. From trade to healthcare, from energy to immigration, everything was stolen and rigged in order to drain the wealth out of the productive, hardworking people who make our country great, who
Guys,
make our
I know
country
what the
run.
sign said. I'll
Under
tell you later.
Biden and his corrupt partners in Congress and beyond, it reached a breaking
said
point
Biden.
with the Green New Scam, open borders for everyone.
Take a shot.
They poured in by the
Jesus.
millions and millions from prisons, from mental institutions. They were murderers, 11,888 murders. They came into our country. You allowed that to happen. And record-setting inflation that cost the typical family $34,000 in just a speck of time. Now the same people in this chamber who voted for those disasters suddenly used the word affordability, a word, they just used it. Somebody gave it to them, knowing full well that they caused and created the increased prices that all of our citizens had to endure. You caused that problem. You caused that problem.
Al Green literally looks like a fucking ape. I'm just gonna be honest. He looks just like an ape. So it's funny he's got that sign. He looks just like an ape.
No lie told. That's a
Not to be
fact.
confused with Al Green.
If like AOC had that, I'll be like, okay.
They knew their
all right, I can't
statements were
say
a
that.
lie. They knew it.
She
They knew
fine
their
as fuck.
statements were a dirty, rotten lie.
Ooh.
Their policies created the high prices.
say AOC
Our
bad.
policies are rapidly
AOC bad.
ending them. We are doing
You see them
really
college ass
well.
pics?
Those
I don't think
prices
she
are
is.
plummeting
Jasmine
down.
Crockett's pretty. Jasmine Crockett's very
ugly
beautiful.
as fuck.
Jasmine Crockett is ugly as fuck. You need to take that
She
hair
is
out.
beautiful.
We see how she really
The
looks.
price of
Listen,
eggs
listen. Tell her to take that hair hat off. So we see how she really looks.
60%, Madam Secretary.
She looks like shit.
The cost
We
of
She
food,
like
butter,
shit
food,
in shallow ass water.
hotels, automobiles, rent is lower today than when I took office by a lot. And
Jasmine
even
got that
beef,
ass,
which
though.
was
Yeah.
very high, is starting to come down significantly. Just hold on a little while. We're getting it down. And soon you will see numbers that few people would think were possible to achieve just a short time ago. Nobody can believe when they see the kind of numbers, and especially energy, when they see energy going down to numbers like that, they cannot believe it. It's like another big tax cut. I'm also confronting one of the biggest ripoffs of our times, the crushing costs of health care caused by you. Since the passage of the Unaffordable Care Act, sometimes referred to as Obamacare, big insurance companies have gotten rich. It was meant for the insurance companies, not
my
for the
other
people.
favorite gay person.
With our government giving them hundreds and hundreds of billions of
Take a shot.
dollars a
That
year
counts.
as
That
their
counts.
stock prices
Hundreds
soared
and hundreds
1,000,
of
1,200,
billions of dollars.
1,400, and even 1,700%, like nothing else. That's why I introduced the great health care plan. I want to stop all payments to big insurance companies and instead give that money directly to the people so they can buy their own health care, which will be better health care at a much
That's
lower
gay.
cost.
It's already passed the House.
That's gay. That's so
Already
gay.
passed the House.
This is so Jewish
not what
and
it's
gay.
gonna
This is gay as fuck. Yeah,
Read the
this
bill.
is like that's an L.
In addition, my plan requires maximum price transparency. That's a big deal. Sounds so simple, so big. And I did that in my first term, and the Democrats immediately terminated it with full knowledge that they were doing a very bad thing for the people. Costs were going to go way up, and that's what happened. And now I'm bringing them way down on health care and everything else. I'm also ending the wildly inflated cost of prescription drugs like has never happened before. Other presidents tried to do it, but they never could. They tried. Most didn't try, actually. But they tried. They said they tried. They couldn't do it. They didn't even come close. They were all talk and no action. But I got it done. Under my just enacted most favored nation agreements, Americans who have for decades paid by far the highest prices of any nation anywhere in the world for prescription drugs will now pay the lowest price anywhere in the world for drugs. Anywhere. The lowest price.
If that happens, I'll eat crow.
It already has.
I'll eat raw. I'll eat raw crow. No, it hasn't. I'll eat
Yeah, it
raw.
has.
So in my
Where have
first
you
year
been?
of the second term, should be my third term, but
Somebody
strange
say
things happen.
Jasmine Crockett is brilliant. Are you
I
fucking
took
retarded?
prescription drugs,
That's Eric.
a very
He'll
big
say
part of healthcare,
won't
from the
remind you of-
highest price
No,
in the
he's
entire
extremely low
world
IQ.
to
Especially
the
when she
lowest.
uses
Bet you
that
that's a
That's a
boomer.
big achievement.
everything.
The result
He's a
is
resident
price
lefty.
differences of 300,
Gavin
400,
Newsom is
500,
the best
600% and
governor
more.
of all time, as
All
well as
available
Oh,
right
that's
now
sweet.
at
It
a
really
new
is.
website called
Honestly, I'd rather have Gavin Newsom than
TrumpRx.gov, and I
JD
didn't name
Vance.
that
All
one
right, we're
either,
gonna
by
vote
the way.
for Gavin for
Gavin
president.
Newsom is royal
That's what we're
bloodline. He
gonna-
can be president. I don't think JD Vance
Yeah,
is. Kamala isn't.
I just don't want it. I don't
Maybe
want
it'll
an Indian
And here
first lady.
tonight is the very
So-
first customer ever to get that
God.
big
I don't like
discount,
JD,
and it
so we
is
agree
big.
there, but
Catherine Rayner.
Gavin
For
over
5
JD.
years, she and her husband have
I'm
struggled
gonna
with
take Gavin. Yeah,
infertility.
Gavin's
And
based.
they turned to IVF.
Tulsi's cool.
One
But no
drug has
JD
been
Vance. Get
costing
him the fuck
Catherine
out. No Indian. No
$4,000
Indian
to
first
purchase.
lady.
But a few weeks ago,
Smelling up
she
the
logged
fucking White House
onto
and shit
the
with curry
TrumpRx
and
website
fuck that.
and got that same drug that cost $4,000, got it for under $500.
Elephant shit on the first
a
on
reduction
the
of
White
much
House first
more,
lawn. Fuck
actually,
that. We're
than
good.
$3,500. Catherine, we are all praying for you, and you're going to be a great mom.
We should get Vivek Ramaswamy should be president. So we get fucking massive extended warranty calls every year. It's gonna be great. The State of Union is gonna be just a
So
giant
now I'm
ad for
calling on Congress
scam.
to codify my most favored nation program into law. Now, the one thing I'm not sure it matters, because it's going to be very hard for somebody that comes along after me to say, let's raise drug prices by 700 or 800%. But John and Mike, if you don't mind, codify it anyway. They may do it. Codify it anyway. Thank you. Many Americans are also concerned that energy demand from AI data centers could unfairly drive up their electric utility bills. Tonight, I'm pleased to announce that I have negotiated the new Ratepayer Protection Pledge. You know what that is? We're telling the major tech companies that they have the obligation to provide for their own power needs. They can build their own power plants as part of their factory, so that no one's prices will go up. And in many cases, prices of electricity will go down for the community, and very substantially down. This is a unique strategy never used in this country before. We have an old grid. It could never handle the kind of numbers, the amount of electricity that's needed. So I'm telling them they can build their own plant. They're going to produce their own electricity. It will ensure the company's ability to get electricity while at the same time lowering prices of electricity for you, and could be very substantial for all of you cities and towns. You're going to see some good things happen over the next number of years. Another pillar of the American dream that has been under attack is home ownership. With us tonight is Rachel Wiggins, a mom of 2 from Houston. She placed bids on 20 homes and lost all of those bids to gigantic investment firms that bypassed inspection, paid all cash, and turned those houses into rentals, stealing away her American dream. She was devastated. Stories like this are why last month I signed executive order to ban large Wall Street investment firms from buying up in the thousands single-family homes.
All the ones that are sitting get money from BlackRock.
And now I'm
That's why they're
asking
not
Congress to make that ban permanent, because homes for
I would be
people.
surprised if that actually happened.
Really, that's what we want. We want homes for people.
Where
not
have
for
you been?
corporations. Corporations are doing just fine. Racel,
Oh,
thank
shit.
you very much. Good luck with your home.
Oh,
You'll get
shit.
one soon. We're also working to make it easier for Americans to save for retirement. And under this administration, we will always protect Social Security and Medicare. They are not protecting it For our seniors, we will always protect Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid.
Fucking boomers and their social security shit, dude.
You need to get rid of
Since
Social
I
Security
took
and all
office,
entitlements.
the typical 401k balance is up by at least $30,000. That's a lot of money.
Get rid of it. Burn it to the
Millions
ground.
and millions of people, because the
Biggest
stock
scam
market has
ever.
done so well, setting all those records. Your 401ks are way up. Yet half of all of working Americans still do not have access to a retirement plan
My
with
God,
matching
boomer talking.
contributions
Your
from
401k's
an
up.
employer.
Your
To
Roth
remedy
IRA
this
is doing
gross
good. Your
disparity,
catheters
I'm
are doing
announcing that
fantastic.
next year my administration will give these often forgotten American workers, great people, the people that built our country,
The
access
Scottish
to the
Life
same
Alert has
type
gone
of
up.
retirement plan offered to every federal worker. We will match your contribution with up to $1,000 each year, as we ensure that all Americans
Farm
can
has made a
profit from a
comeback.
rising stock market. Let's also ensure that members of Congress cannot
drinking a Mike's
corruptly
Hard?
profit from using insider information.
And so what, nigga?
You a fucking pussy.
Hey, man, listen, man, I can't get too fucking. I still got shit to do tonight, you know? I got to take a little sip of something, you know? I got shit to do. Be hitting on me, hating on the nigga shit.
Not another time.
What you drinking?
Mick Ultra and a fucking shots of Jack on the side.
Oh, that's good, that's good, that's good.
They
I
stood
already
up
have 4
for
shots
that.
in
I
my
can't
fucking,
believe it.
He had 4 shots. Come on
I can't
now.
believe it.
He says he got stuff to do.
I'm
He
still
got to
getting
hit the
Nancy
road.
Still gonna
Pelosi
clown on him
stand
for
up
Mike's
when
Hard.
she's
Are you guys really drinking that?
Doubt
Yeah,
it.
I'm drinking Jamaican.
Hell yeah, I've been
The
sipping this from the
Stop
bottle.
Insider Trading Act without delay.
Since we talking shit, I'm gonna take another hit. This motherfucker.
Don't be
I
peer
wasn't
pressured
sure
by
if anybody
Enzo.
even on this
He
side
says
was
he
gonna
does
applaud for
lines
that.
or
I'm
did
very
lines, so he
impressed.
can
Thank you.
probably outdrink all of us.
Laura,
When it comes
stop.
to
Laura,
the
And I'm
stop.
corruption
Italian
that
on
is
the side.
plunging, it really
Not white.
I had
Not
too much fun.
America.
Listen,
Italian.
I had too much fun in the beer because I can outdrink all y'all, all right? Fuck that.
Minnesota. The
Bet.
members of the Somali community have pillaged an estimated $19 billion from the American taxpayer.
Who's fucking drinking water besides Kimberly?
And in actuality,
Nigga,
the
Jared
number is
talking about he
much
drinking
higher
water.
than that.
Nigga,
And California, Massachusetts, Maine, and
you better
many
pull out
other
Core
states
45 or
are even
something.
worse. This is the kind of corruption that shreds the fabric of a nation, and we are working on it like you wouldn't believe. So tonight, although started 4 months ago, I am officially announcing the war on fraud to be led by our great Vice President J.D.
I totally
Vance.
forgot what this nigga's even talking about. What are you talking about? JD's fat ass face is going to take up most of the screen. They show him. Mike Johnson honestly looks like a bitch. I honestly hate him being the
He'll
Speaker of
get
the
it
House. He
done.
just looks so fucking weak.
Find enough of that fraud, we will actually have a balanced budget overnight. It'll go very quickly. That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance our budget. The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where corruption and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception. Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings those problems right here to the USA. And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates, rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. We will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem. We are not playing games. Delilah. Delilah Coleman was only 5 years old in June 2024 when a 18-wheel tractor trailer plowed into her stopped car traveling at 60 miles an hour or more. The driver was an illegal alien let in by Joe Biden and given a commercial driver's license by
Biden.
open borders politicians in
Biden.
California. Doctors said
Ray, I haven't
Delilah
seen you
would
taking
never
shots.
be able to walk or talk, have a good life.
Me?
She wouldn't even be able to eat again. but against all odds, she is now
You guys are
in
falling
the first
asleep. You
grade
said
learning
Biden.
to walk. And she's here this evening with her dad, Marcus, a fantastic man. Delilah, please, you are a great inspiration. Please stand up.
Look that little Mexican baby up. Little burrito. Naritos o los tacos burritos. ¿Qué sería tacos burritos?
She's pretty.
Look at him up. She is. Little sweetheart. Dad probably did check his papers.
Thank you, Delilah.
Hey, shit.
Many,
I'm
if not
sorry.
most, illegal aliens do
No,
not
no,
speak
I
English
actually-
and
I
cannot
love-
read even the
I love
most
that
basic
kind of
road signs
humor.
as to direction, speed,
said Biden,
danger,
right?
or location.
He did say
That's why
Biden.
tonight I'm calling on Congress to pass what we will call the Delilah Law, barring any state from granting commercial driver's licenses to illegal aliens.
Don't know why that's not a fucking thing already. Don't know why tragedy has to happen for these things to fucking
I'm
happen.
gonna tell you guys why I'm carrying that off from an insurance perspective. You cannot have insurance if you don't have a
And
license.
yesterday,
Like,
as you probably saw at the White
Yeah, it doesn't
House, I
stop certain
hosted a
states, though.
ceremony with Americans who lost their treasured loved ones to the scourge of illegal immigration. People came into our country, how we allowed this to happen with our open borders. These are the angel moms and families that for decades our government betrayed and our media totally ignored. It was terrible.
I mean, Gray got
Hard to
hit by
believe,
someone
actually.
with no papers.
In 2023, a 16-year-old high school cheerleader named Elizabeth Medina was supposed to perform in her town's Christmas parade, but she never arrived. Her mother, Jacqueline, went home to look for her, and she found her lying dead in a bathtub, bleeding profusely after being stabbed 25 times. Elizabeth's killer was a previously arrested illegal alien who had broken in and brutally extinguished the brightest light in her family's life, violently and viciously. Her heartbroken mother is in the gallery to remind everyone in this chamber exactly why we are deporting illegal alien criminals to our country at record numbers, and we're getting them the hell out of here fast. We don't want them.
This Eric Klein nigga is probably a fucking boomer with arthritis creeping in his asshole, talking about Republicans have business and industry built on cheap labor. Like, dude, just fucking hit your life with that button already. You know, shut the fuck up.
Thank you very much, Jacqueline. Thank you. We can never forget that many in this room not only allowed the border invasion to happen before I got involved, but indeed they would do it all over again if they ever had the chance. If they ever got elected, they would open up those borders to some of the worst criminals anywhere in the world. The only thing standing between Americans and a wide open border right now is President Donald J. Trump and our great Republican patriots in Congress. Thank you. Thank you.
Conservatives love illegal immigration. They love cheap labor.
That is true.
As we speak, Democrats in this chamber have cut off all funding for the Department of Homeland Security. It's all cut off. It's all cut off. They have instituted another Democrat shutdown, the first one costing us 2 points on GDP. 2 points we lost on GDP, which probably made them quite happy, actually. Now they have closed the agency responsible for protecting Americans from terrorists and murderers. Tonight I'm demanding the full and immediate restoration of all funding for the border security, homeland security of the United States, and also for helping people clean up their snow. We have no money because of the Democrats, and it would be nice. We'd love to give you a hand at cleaning it up, but you gave no money. Nobody's getting paid. It's a shame. So you have to think about it. We have, in case you didn't know, a pretty large snowstorm out there. One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe. So tonight I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
A lot wrong.
Democrats always on the wrong side of every 80-20 issue, like always. While thought by defending DHS through top ice to help keep the case.
I didn't understand why this is like the longest time.
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country. And you should
Put
be
them on
ashamed of
blast.
yourself.
Base Trump going after the bitches.
Put them
Base.
on fucking blast.
Support sounds good, but will it lead to action? I feel like this is a topic.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Comes to immigration, I guarantee it will. I put money on it right now. By the end of his term, that will be enacted.
We barely deported. How many, Andre? What's the number?
3 million?
And perhaps
No,
most
no.
importantly,
That's not enough.
I'm asking you
That's
to
not enough.
approve the
It's
Save
like
America
800,000
Act.
actual deportations and then the self-deportations on top of it. He broke Obama's record for single-year deportations already with the actual deportations.
To stop illegal
I mean, it's still not
aliens and
enough.
others who are unpermitted persons from voting in our sacred American elections.
And
The
I'm not just
cheating
blaming
is
Trump. They're
rampant in our
stopping him.
elections.
Let
It's
me be clear.
rampant.
It's not just Trump.
Yes.
It's very simple. All voters must show voter ID.
Yes, that's what we need. Where the poll taxing at? We need to bring that back.
All voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote.
Based. That's what we need.
About time.
80%
No
of
no
more
Americans
fucking-
support
crooked
this.
mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. None.
Agreed.
Gray, they coming after your mail-in voting.
And
I know
this
you're
should be
sad
an
about
easy
that.
one. And by the way, it's polling at 89%, including Democrats. 89%.
Let's look at the generals. Look at the generals. Oh,
And even the new communist
the
mayor
best
of New York
brains.
City. I think he's a nice guy, actually. Speak to him a lot. Bad policy, but nice guy. Just said they want people to shovel snow. They got hit hard. Want some dishovels? No, but
This is fucking
if you
hilarious
apply
to
for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a social security card.
But not to fucking vote. Make fucking
Yet they
sense.
don't want identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America. No, it's no good. No good. Both
Limit
Republicans
those who
and
can vote. That's the
Democrats
next step. We should do that.
overwhelmingly agree on the policy that
Put more requirements on who can
we
vote and who
just
can't.
enunciated.
Have an IQ test
And
to vote,
Congress
and a
should
civics
unite
test.
and
That's
enact
what we
this
should do.
common sense,
1000%. Oh, yeah.
country-saving legislation right now, and
We
it should
got
be
to go back
before
to the poll tax
anything
thing. I'm
else
sorry. We got to do it.
happens.
I think that was the mistake with the civil rights
That's
movement, getting rid of
classic.
that. I think we should go back to it.
That's classic.
Corporations shouldn't be allowed to vote either. That's something we need to get rid of, if you will.
Agreed.
I agree.
And the reason they don't want to do it, why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason, because they
You should
want to
own
cheat.
property,
There's only one
or have
reason.
children. Boom, you can vote.
They make
Be a
up all
service member, all that.
excuses.
Vote.
They say it's racist. They come up with things. You almost say, what imagination they have.
Voter IDs.
They want to cheat. They have cheated. And their policy is so bad that the only way they
What did I
can
say?
get
2020
elected is
election,
to
who's gonna say
cheat.
it?
And we're going to stop it.
What
We
are you
have to
hinting at?
stop it, John.
What the fuck is Eric Klein talking about? Why can't he talk about it like a normal person? Like your fucking boomer ears can't hear well. That's all it is. You can't understand what he's
And
saying
here
because
is
you're
one
fucking
more
old.
opportunity to show common sense
You're fucking
in
hearing
government.
aid. That's what it is.
In the gallery tonight are Sage Blair and her mother, Michelle. In 2021, Sage was 14 when school officials in Virginia sought to socially transition her to a new gender, treating her as a boy and hiding it from her parents.
Ah, shit.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
Disgusting.
Before long, a confused Sage ran away from home.
Make
After
insane
she
asylums great
was
again and
found in a
lobotomies
horrific
great again. For
situation
anybody
in
that says they
Maryland,
can identify as
A
whatever the fuck.
left-wing
Space,
judge
space,
refused to
lobotomy,
return
space.
Sage to her parents
Shit.
because they did not
Bring it
immediately
back.
state
Lobotomy's
that
great
their
again.
daughter was their
Lobotomy.
son. Sage was thrown into an all-boys state
Kimberly's
home
like, no, fuck
and
that
suffered
shit.
terribly for a
I don't
long
give a
time.
fuck. Come for me.
But today, all of that is behind them because Sage is a proud and wonderful young woman with a
I'm okay with
full
forced
ride
castrations for
scholarship
convicted
to
pedos.
Liberty University. Sage and Michelle, please stand up.
Nah, we need to throw them on an island with illegal immigrants and have alien versus predator fight to the death. That's what we need for
What?
this.
An open air prison? We should just get an open air prison.
Yes. And if the illegal immigrant kills the pedophile, they get citizenship. Solves both problems.
What the fuck?
Fucking pedophile.
I'll be live
and
on
Thank
Fox.
you for your great bravery.
Alien
And who
versus
can
Tonight on
believe that we're
Fox.
even speaking about things
Alien
like
versus
this?
Predator.
15 years ago, if somebody was up here and said that, they'd say, what's wrong with
Followed
him?
by Lost.
But now we have to say it because it's going on
How many
all over
trans people
numerous
are in the
states
Epstein files?
without even telling the parents.
Who
And
How many
surely we
Jews
can
are in
all
the Epstein
agree
files?
no state can be allowed
I'm there
to
with you,
rip
Andre.
children from their parents' arms and transition them
Base.
to a new
I fuck with
gender
Kimberly.
against
Kimberly,
the
Kimberly
parents'
though.
will. Who
All
would
right,
believe
Kimberly.
that we've been talking about this?
She
We
knows.
must
She
ban
knows.
it, and we must ban it immediately.
This is why Democrats lose, because they have no real talking points and no real policies going into the midterms or the election. All they want to talk about is the Epstein files and socially transitioning.
Look, nobody
That's all
stands
y'all
up.
guys have.
These people
Well, Enzo,
are crazy. I'm telling you.
Republicans don't have
They're
anything
crazy.
going in midterms either. They failed pretty much. It's going to be a bloodbath.
They have
for them.
more. They still have
They don't
more.
really have anything. Not really. The track record's been terrible. They haven't passed anything
Amazing.
successful. None of it's actually going to be long term good. I mean, like,
Boy,
they haven't done anything.
We're,
They've been
we're
weak.
lucky we have a country
Vote
with
the
people like
Republicans
this.
that are in, out, and put
Democrats
new
are
Republicans
destroying
in.
our country, but we've stopped it
That I agree
just
with.
in the nick
It's
of
not going
time.
to work
didn't
like
we,
that.
huh?
You can't even get, because you're going to get the same Republicans who are still pro-establishment or going to get bought out by the establishment. It's not going to work. You have to really do away with the entire party. The Republican Party is just die. And we need to
No
have
one
maybe 4 to 8
cares
years
more
of
about
Democrats running.
protecting America's youth than our wonderful
I hate to say that,
First
but that's
Lady.
how it's going to
Now
have
a
to go.
movie star. She's a movie star. Can you believe it?
Want to know where Eric gets information
Who would have
from.
believed that? Over the past year, she has had an incredible impact championing AI legislation, advancing a landmark executive order on foster care, and helping secure $30 million to launch the Melania Trump Foster Youth to Independence Initiative. It's a tremendous really a tremendous thing that happened and had a lot of bipartisan support. She gets much better bipartisan support than I do. I get none. She gets a lot. Someday you're going to have to tell me how you did that. And students and educators in every state have joined the First Lady's efforts in the presidential AI challenge, keeping America's next generation positioned to succeed and strongly succeed in the future. Tonight, we welcome two young people whose lives reflect the First Lady's impact, Sierra Burns and Everest Nevermont. Thank you both, and Melania, thank you. I know how hard you worked on it. Thank you very much. I'm very proud to say that during my time in office, both the first 4 years and in particular this last year, there has been a tremendous renewal in religion, faith, Christianity, and belief in God. Tremendous renewal.
Also, Satanism, hedonism.
Yeah, throw all of them in the mental asylum too, believe in that.
This is especially true among young people, and a big part of that had to do with my great friend, Charlie Kirk, a great guy, great man. So last year, Charlie was violently murdered by an assassin and martyred, really martyred for his beliefs. His wonderful wife, Erica, is with us tonight. Erica, please stand.
Andre, you came back at the best time. And
I'm gonna fucking cry.
You
Oh my goodness.
called it.
I told you she's gonna cry.
Fireworks. Fireworks. Fireworks.
I have to go on a dead husband tour after this. Fucking goodness, dude. She should just be like all my children. She should be like, a children's hospital at this point.
Been through a lot. In Charlie's memory, we must all come
I come back from
together
the
to
bathroom and
reaffirm
she's
that
crying.
America is one nation under
Looks
God.
like she got
And we
waterproof
must totally
eyeliner.
reject political violence of any kind.
Not gonna lie, she is pretty hot. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
She's very attractive.
But she,
Very attractive.
but she cry too fucking much, She's crying and shit.
We love religion, and we love
Jeez,
bringing
Andre,
it
I
back.
hope your wife
And
cries
it's
for
coming
you
back at
if
levels that
something
nobody
happens.
actually thought possible.
No.
Beautiful thing to see.
She ain't
Above
gonna cry.
all,
She's gonna have a
unleashing
straight face
America's
the whole
promise
time.
requires keeping our communities safe. We have made incredible strides, yet dangerous repeat offenders continue to be released by pro-crime Democrat politicians again and again. We are honored to be joined tonight by a woman who's been through hell, Anya Zarutska.
How did he triple
In
the murder rate in
2022,
Minneapolis?
she and her
What the fuck is he
beautiful
talking
daughter,
about?
so beautiful, what a beautiful young woman. Irina fled war-torn Ukraine to live with relatives
Fun
near
fact, that was
Charlotte,
Charlie Kirk's
North
last tweet
Carolina.
before he
And
was.
by the way, what's going on with Charlotte? Last summer,
What was it?
23-year-old Irina was riding home on
Talking
the
about
train when a
this situation he's talking
deranged
about.
monster who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget.
Fine, your old ass couldn't even make it to a
On
protest.
that train, no one will ever forget the expression of terror on Irina's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly. She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal set free to kill in America. Came in through open borders.
Make that make
Mrs.
sense.
Zaretsky, tonight I
She's
promise
safer in
you we will
Ukraine than the
ensure
United
justice
States.
for your magnificent daughter, Irina.
Who is this?
The woman that got
I
killed on
wasn't
the
paying
train.
attention.
The one that got killed on the train,
Oh.
her sister.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yeah, look who.
Wow.
I don't know who's
How
crying
do you
more,
not
her,
stand?
Erica.
I'm asking this Congress to pass tough legislation to ensure that violent and dangerous repeat offenders are put behind bars, and importantly, that they stay
Base.
there.
Base.
Yeah, getting out of jail 13 times is fucking ridiculous.
Violent criminals should not be given passage.
The judges, as well as the prosecutors on those, they should all be charged for those death those people.
Charged
All
death
of them.
penalty. Death penalty. 14
Starting
times
last
death penalty.
summer,
There is no
I
point if we're
deployed
trying
our
to
National
rehabilitate
Guard
that.
and federal law enforcement
3 times
to
death
restore
penalty.
law
Fuck
and
13.
order to our most dangerous cities, including Memphis, Tennessee, big success, New Orleans, Louisiana, big success, and our nation's capital itself, Washington, D.C., where we have almost no crime anymore in Washington, D.C. How did that happen?
It's bullshit, bro. Come on, dude. It's bullshit. This nigga's posting fucking videos of them having shootouts in DC as of right now. You can go on Instagram and find this
In
shit.
fact, crime in Washington is now at the lowest level ever recorded, and murders in D.C. this January were down close to 100% from a year ago. They don't like to hear that. One of sick
What
people,
shot are you
one
guys
of the
on?
brave service members who helped
Shit.
achieve this
Tail.
stunning
I'm drinking the
turnaround
drink at this point. I lost
was
count.
20-year-old West Virginia Army National Guard Specialist Sarah Beckstrom. After a 4-month deployment, she voluntarily extended her service.
What do you
and
mean,
Her rank
left
was
Nora? What
going
does
to
that
be
mean?
lifted. She was doing so
What's he?
well. They were so
What's
proud
Eric
of her.
talking about?
But the very next
Eric
day, she was
doesn't
on
even know what he's
patrol
talking about.
near the White House when
Yeah,
she
dude, you
was
don't know what I'm
ambushed and
Stop paying
shot in the
attention
head
to the
by a
retard.
terrorist
He'll lose
monster
steam
from
eventually.
Afghanistan. Shouldn't have been in our country. And all because she wore the uniform of our nation, she was shot. He traveled here. because he didn't
Nasty
like
girls,
people
what
wearing our
up?
Uniform. He was sick and deranged. Shouldn't have been in our
Weekend
country.
Warriors up.
Sarah Beckstrom died in order to defend our capital, and we are honored to be joined by her wonderful parents, Gary and Evalie. Your daughter was a true American patriot, and she will be greatly missed. She was a great person. I saw reports on her. They've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, that's fuck. Jesus. Fuck. Holy shit. God bless him, though. That was fucked up to see the girl get killed. That was pretty fucked up.
Who got killed?
The girl
So
in
sorry.
D.C.,
Thank you very much.
the National Guardsman.
Oh yeah,
A
that
great
was
young
sad.
lady. I saw
Yeah,
reports.
she got killed, and the other one,
Perfect.
the
She's
guy,
perfect.
I think he survived.
Serving alongside
I was on
Sarah
a
that day
cruise
was
when that
Staff
happened.
Sergeant Andrew Wolf. The terrorist shot Andrew in the head, and no one thought he could possibly make it. The two of them, Sarah and Andrew, both shot violently in the head. Neither was expected to make it. They weren't even given a chance, except his wonderful mother, named Melody, who I spoke to the same night. And she was so positive. The doctors thought that Andrew was gone. But his mother said, no, Mr. President, Andrew will be fine. He's going to make it. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, he was given almost no chance. She said, I have no doubt, sir, he's going to be okay. This was a conversation that I had with her that night, with her son laying helplessly in bed, blood all over. Everybody is praying, she said, sir, he will be okay. The doctors didn't understand what she was saying. And after looking at the results of the damage done, neither did I. She was so strong and conclusive that even Andrew's great father felt she didn't really understand the gravity of the situation. But she turned out to be right. Right, Melanie? She turned out to be right.
Hey, is that Andrew? Oh, shit, Trooper. High speed over here. I'll be a PT next in 0600, bro. I said, why is he being so graphic? What the fuck are you talking
Where
about?
does this woman come from? She's the most positive person I've ever met. With God's help, Andrew has battled back from the edge of death, and we're talking about the edge of death, on his way to a miraculous recovery. He's got a little work to do, but he's doing great. Nice to see you. He's a good-looking guy. Nice to see you. Thanks, Andrew. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Andrew. What is that? Hey, nice fit, man. He got a nice fit. I don't know why he's got that fucking hat on, but nice fit.
So, Andrew, while you're up, now I'm going to ask a highly respected General James Seward to present Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf and the great family of Sarah Beckstrom with the award created by our late, great President George Washington himself. It's called the Purple Heart.
That's good. Oh, he got a promotion, too. That's nice. Good shit. National Guardsmen will never let this down. One of us got a Purple Heart. God bless him, man. God bless him.
Fun fact, the Democrats are doing their own State of the Union. It's called the People's State of the Union.
We love you all.
Joy Reid is on.
Love you.
Oh my
We're
God.
proudly
Roy
restoring
Reid.
safety
what
for
the fuck?
Americans at home,
She's
and
still
we
relevant?
are also restoring
according to
security
She's still
for
bald?
Americans abroad. Our country has never been stronger. In my
That's
first
G.I.
10
Jane.
months,
Big
I
fucking
ended 8
skull look like
wars,
Jupiter and shit.
including
Little shiny
Cambodia.
shit.
That's how I felt about
Isn't
the
it
All
funny?
American Halftime Show.
Sick people.
Still better than Bad Bunny.
Cambodia and Thailand.
No.
Pakistan
true.
and India
Yeah.
would have been a nuclear war.
That
Bad Bunny
35
shit was gay
million
as hell.
people said
That shit
Yeah,
was
that
a
shit
joke.
was
the
disgusting.
Prime Minister of Pakistan would have died if it were not for my involvement. Kosovo and
Man,
Serbia,
we said to Pakistan. Hold on, what?
Israel and Iran, Egypt and
Pakistan and
Ethiopia,
Oh, there we go.
Armenia and Azerbaijan, the Congo and Rwanda, and of course the war in Gaza, which proceeds at a very low level. It's just about there. And I want to thank
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Steve
whatever.
Witkoff and Jared Kushner for your help. Thank you, Steve.
Down
Thank you.
Gaza.
Jared.
You got talked out on it.
I think this is your part now, Andre. We're about to go into it.
Yeah, he mentioned Israel. Oy vey. Here goes Jared Kushner. Oy vey.
And I also want to thank the man they report
Did
to,
you say oy vey?
Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Thank you, Marco.
Little Marco.
Narco Rubio with an N.
Narco
got 9
Rubio.
jobs.
Yes. Yes. I just said that to Nora and Mio.
He literally trafficked drugs and exotic animals.
He's such a pussy, dude. I can't
People
stand
like
Marco.
you.
I can't stand him at all.
You know, Marco.
No, they don't.
100% of the
You didn't
votes
like him.
when
You guys don't like
he
each
was in
other.
confirmation. I think our next one was about 54%. And some of the Democrats are now saying, I can't believe we approved that guy. And he said it's an honor that they feel that way, right, Marco? You have done a great job, great Secretary of State. I think he'll go down as the best ever.
I don't think so.
I don't know about Pat Snyder,
Narco Rubio can kiss me right ass and looking at me.
Under the ceasefire I
He's
great,
negotiated,
but-
every single hostage, both living and dead, has been returned home. Can you believe that? Nobody thought it was possible. Nobody thought that was possible. Both living and dead. And those parents who had a dead son, their boy, they'd always tell me their boy, they wanted him as much as though he were living. That was an amazing period of time. And they came back and when we got all of the living hostages back, and many, many before them, but I always said those last 20 are going to be very tough, but we got many, many more, hundreds. But I said those last 20 are going to be tough. We got them back, but we only got back 14 or 15 of the dead of the 28. And believe it or not, Hamas worked along with Israel, and they dug and they dug and they dug. It's a tough thing to do.
Still bomb them and kill
bodies all over.
Doing that, yeah.
Passing up 100 bodies sometimes for each one that they found. Tough job. And they finally got it back to 27. And then Steve and Jared, they got it back to 28. They found all 28. Nobody thought that was possible, but we did it. And I remember the family of the 28th. They were so grieved, but they were so happy as it's possible to be. They had their boy back. The mother said, "Sir, we have our boy back." What a period of time that was, but we got them all back. So thank you both very much. Great job.
Get the fuck out of here.
Well, look at them. Half of them.
Look how fucking
And we're
Paul
working
Bearing
very
is.
hard to end the
That's
ninth
Caesar right
war,
there. Look at him.
the killing and slaughter between Russia and Ukraine, where 25,000 soldiers are dying each and every month. Think of that, 25.
Yeah, you're failing on that, bro.
Soldiers are dying a month.
That doesn't sound right. Is
A
that
war
right?
which would have never happened if I were president. Would have never happened.
I don't think so.
As president, I will
There's
make
more
peace
casualties on the
wherever I
Ukrainian
can,
side
but
than
I
the
will
Russian
never
side, but-
hesitate to confront threats to America wherever we must. That's why in a breakthrough operation last June, the United States military obliterated Iran's nuclear weapons program with an attack on Iranian soil known as Operation Midnight Hammer.
Donald Trump
They didn't even do shit to it.
for that.
Yeah, he didn't even do anything to the fucking facility. Barely even touched it. Barely touched it. Barely stopped the program.
But we have to go
For
to war with them
decades,
now.
it had been the policy of the
Apparently they
United
didn't.
States never
Yeah.
to allow Iran to obtain
They're going to push
a
for a
nuclear
2003
weapon.
fucking style
Many
invasion. I can already
decades.
see it.
Since they seized control of
Desert
that
Storm,
proud
Desert
nation
Shield,
47
style
years
operation.
ago, the regime
Yeah,
and
it's
its
about 35,000
murderous proxies
killed or
have
wounded a month
spread nothing
during
but
Russia and
terrorism
Ukraine.
and death and hate. They've killed and maimed thousands of American service members and hundreds of thousands and even millions of people with what's called
I wonder
roadside
why.
bombs. They were the kings of the roadside bomb. And we took out
You mean
Soleimani.
IEDs,
I
bro?
did that during my first term. Had a huge impact. He was the father of the roadside bomb.
Wasn't the fucking father of the roadside, bro. What are you talking about?
And just
Now
over
you've
the
lost
last
it.
couple of months with the protests, they've killed at least, it looks like 32,000 protests. 32,000 protesters in their own
What the
country.
fuck are we talking about? Now this is
We shot
bullshit.
them and hung them. We stopped them from hanging a lot of them with the threat of serious violence. But this is some terrible people. They've already developed missiles that can threaten Europe and our bases overseas, and they're working to build missiles that will soon reach the United States of
Here
America.
we go.
After
No,
Midnight
they
Hammer,
won't.
they were warned to make no future attempts to rebuild their weapons program, and in particular, nuclear weapons. Yet they continue. They're starting it all over. We wiped it out, and they want to start all over again. And
I
at
feel like
this
we're about to get
moment,
some big
again,
news here.
pursuing their sinister ambitions. We are
Did
in
we wipe it out or
negotiations
not?
with them. They want to make a deal, but we haven't heard those secret words. We
I
will
think he's about to say
never
something big here.
have a nuclear weapon. My preference,
Israel has nuclear weapons now. And so is Pakistan and India. Like, these people fucking, they don't have running water talking over there. They got nuclear.
my
Andre, do you
preference
follow
is
the
to
great
solve
zone?
this problem through diplomacy.
Honestly, I
But
can't
one
even
thing
hear
is
you.
certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen. And no nation should ever doubt America's resolve. We have the most powerful military on earth. I rebuilt the military in my first term. We're going to continue to do so. Also, we just approved a $1 trillion budget. We have no choice. We have to be strong because hopefully we will seldom have to use this great power that we built together. It's really called peace through strength, and it's been very, very effective.
It hasn't really.
So thanks to Republicans in Congress, we're investing that record number of dollars, have no choice, in the United States Armed Forces. Also creating a lot of jobs, but we're not even doing it for that reason. Because as I said, we have more jobs, more people working today than ever before in the history of our country. And NATO countries are friends and allies. They are. They're our friends and they're our allies. Have just agreed at my very strong request to pay 5% of GDP for military defense rather than the 2%, which they weren't paying. We were paying for almost all of NATO. Now they're paying 5 as opposed to not paying 2. And getting that 5% was something which everyone said would
I've got to
never
agree
be
with
done,
Klein.
not
No
happen.
health
We
care,
got
no
really easily
affordability,
$1
none of
billion.
that. We're just talking about all this other shit.
Big
It
difference
doesn't really
between
matter.
2% that's not paid. We were paying the freight of many of them. Very few were paid up. Now 5%, then they're paid. And everything we send over to Ukraine is sent through NATO, and they pay us in full. They pay us totally in full. Every branch of our armed forces is setting records for recruitment. This is so exciting. And every service member recently. And every service member recently received a warrior dividend of $1,776.
It's pretty nice, though. I'm not gonna lie.
You know, they put it on my desk. We got the money from tariffs and other things. A lot of money we have. We have much more money than people understand. Have to rebuild that program a little bit, but it won't take long. But we got the money, and it was $1,775, and they wanted my approval. And I said, what's the number? $1,775. I said, wait a minute. For one more dollar, we can have $1,776. It's going to I said, we're going to figure that. I never asked anybody if we could afford it. One more dollar. I said, $1,776. And I said, that's good. And I'll tell you what, our military, that was 4 months ago, our military, I never see a person in the military that doesn't thank me for it, so we're honored to do it. They deserve it. And we call it 1776. It was great. And we love our military. We love our law enforcement. We love our firemen. You know, the firemen don't get mentioned enough. We love our firemen.
Can the vets get some money too, buddy?
No more entitlements. Remember, y'all are entitlements.
Oh, shit. Just give a little bit. Can we get a little
We're also
1776
restoring
too?
American security and dominance in the Western Hemisphere, acting to secure our national interests and defend our country from violence, drugs, terrorism, and foreign interference. For years, large swaths of territory in our region, including large parts of Mexico, really large parts of Mexico, have been controlled by murderous drug cartels. That's why I designated these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and I declared illicit fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction.
You know, they're going to find fentanyl in Iran. Ha ha.
And with our
It's going to be a weapon of
military
mass
campaign, we
destruction.
have stopped record amounts of drugs coming into our country
No,
and virtually stopped
they're
it
gonna say it's a
completely
new
coming in
weapon.
by water or sea. You probably noticed that. We very seriously damaged their fishing industry also. Nobody wants to go fishing anymore. We've also taken down one of the most sinister cartel kingpins of all. You saw that yesterday. In January, elite American warriors carried out one of the most complex, spectacular feats of military competence and power in world history. No one's seen anything like it. Foreign leaders, I won't tell you who, called me and they said, very impressive, very good. They couldn't believe, they all watched, they saw what happened. This is a different fighting force that we had years ago when we fought to tie. You know, it's a great fighting force. I'm so proud of it. Look at Space Force. Space Force is my baby, because we did that. My baby, it's becoming so important.
Space Force is going to be pretty cool coming up in the 2030s, given the space exploration and a lot of the space missions we got planned. So we'll see how they play out.
And America's armed forces overwhelmed all defenses and utterly defeated an enemy, good fighters, to end the reign of outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro and bring him to face
night,
American
Kim.
justice.
See you Thursday if you can come. Bye.
I'll see you Thursday.
Okay, I'll see you Thursday.
And this was an absolutely colossal victory for the security of the United States, and it also opens up a bright new beginning for the people of Venezuela. We're working closely with the new president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, to unleash extraordinary economic gains for both of our countries and to bring new hope to those who have suffered so terribly. They really did suffer. With us tonight is Alejandro Gonzalez. She grew up in a tight-knit Venezuelan family and was especially close to her beloved uncle Enrique. But after Enrique ran for office and opposed Maduro, he was kidnapped by Maduro's security forces and thrown into the regime's really infamous prison in Caracas. Alejandro feared she would never see her uncle again. She feared for her own life also. But since the raid, we have worked with the new leadership, and they have ordered the closure of that vile prison and released hundreds of political prisoners already, with more to come.
They release fucking criminals and thieves and
pleased
shit.
to inform you that not only has your uncle been released, but he is here tonight. We brought him over to celebrate his freedom with you in person. Enrique, please come down.
And man, Enrique in the back.
Why
They didn't have a
is
seat
he in
for
the
that nigga.
room? What the heck is that? Is he late?
They
Maybe
didn't
he
even
was
have a
late.
seat for the nigga. Nigga. Enchiladas wasn't ready.
What the?
What the fuck?
Why doesn't he
Come on,
have a
didn't he?
seat?
Shit.
Maybe he was late.
He didn't finish. He had to paint the side of the White House. He wouldn't finish yet. He had to finish.
Thank you, Enrique. Have a good time. Nice to have you back, Enrique.
You foul for that one.
There were
Yeah,
many heroes on
I'm just
that
keeping it
January
real.
raid
You know,
to
like
capture
back there painting.
Maduro. Really great heroes. It was very dangerous. They knew we were coming. They were all set. But the deeds of one warrior that night will live forever in the eternal chronicles of military valor. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Eric Slover, planned the mission and was the flight lead in the cockpit of the first helicopter. A big, beautiful, powerful helicopter.
See one of these niggas is rare.
Chinook.
CW5.
As you can
I
imagine,
see one of these niggas
many American warfighters wearing the dog tags. His wife, Amy, had blessed with holy water before he left. She knew it was going to be a rough one. Eric steered the Chinook under the cover of night and descended swiftly upon Maduro's heavily protected military fortress. This was a major military installation protected by
watching
thousands
that
of
nigga car.
soldiers and guarded by Russian and Chinese military technology. How did that work out? Not too good.
Eric, you probably
While
played bingo
preparing
with the
to
nigga.
land
I
enemy
don't
machine
know.
guns fired from every angle, and Eric was hit very badly in the leg and hip, one bullet after another. He absorbed 4 agonizing shots, shredding his leg into numerous pieces. And yet, despite the fact that the use of his legs was vital to successful helicopter flight, legs are the most important part of flying a helicopter, to deliver the many commandos who would capture and detain Maduro was the only thing Eric was thinking about. Then, even as he was gushing blood, which was flowing back down the aisle, helicopter lands at a steep angle. The machine gun stood
Okay,
right in
bro
front of
earlier
me,
is
right
right.
in
He's
front of
being
him, 2
graphic.
machine gunners who escaped the wrath of the previous planes. Eric maneuvered his helicopter with all of those lives and souls to face the enemy and let his gunners eliminate the threat. Turned the helicopter around so the gunners could take care of business, saving the lives of his fellow warriors from what could have been a catastrophic crash deep in enemy territory. Only after safely landing the helicopter with all the warriors aboard in the exact right spot, which was vital to the mission. We probably would have had to maybe cancel the mission if that didn't happen. Eric told his co-pilot, also wounded, but not as gravely, to take over. I'm about ready to pass out. The success of the entire mission and the lives of his fellow warriors hinge on Eric's ability to take the searing pain. It was unbelievable what's happened to his legs of the bullets and keep on flying and landing, and people knew what was happening. Everybody in the back of the helicopter knew because they saw the blood pouring down the aisle. Chief Warrant Officer Slover is still recovering from his serious wounds, but I'm thrilled to say that he is here tonight with his wife Amy, Eric, and Amy, come on in.
I do like the way he tells a story. I think it's very compelling. It does keep your attention.
He loves to ramble, but it's like you understand what he's rambling about, and he's being very descriptive when he says things. Not like Joe Biden going off topic 5 times and then coming back to the point.
Yeah, Joe would have been stuttering all over. They shot me, and I was flying. And then,
A helicopter. I had an ice cream machine, and it fucking got the tip. And Mario and Luigi came down from the sky and took Maduro.
And he just said, remember I smoked the crack? I was flying a plane. And some shit, you know. Biden would just start saying random shit.
For real.
Yeah. Damn, CW, that damn.
So we have a surprise for Eric and Amy. In recognition of Eric's actions above and beyond the call of duty, I would now like to ask General Jonathan Braga to present Chief Warrant Officer Slover with our nation's highest
He just looked like a
military
fucking tank.
award,
Look at this
the
dude.
Congressional Medal of Honor.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's good. Hey, these fuckers are rare to see. I've never seen a CW5. I've never. Wait, have you ever seen a CW5?
No, I've never.
They're fucking like dinosaurs. You never see them motherfuckers. You see everything like CW, like CW1, CW2, CW5. It's like, nigga, I feel scared if I see. Like, nigga, you know some shit fucked up if you ever see one of them niggas.
That's the final boss you see.
Literally, Force Com and Division. They had Division and Force Com. You will never see them niggas anywhere on the fucking never. I definitely know my E4 ass would be scared. I see them. Fuck. I don't know when it's salute or go to parade rest. I don't know what. Shit, I'm going in the back. We're gonna shit bag our way out this.
I've been caught like that where the officer made me come back and salute him while I tried to avoid him. It's like, come here. And I had to go salute.
Well, thank you very much, Eric and Amy. Great to get to know you. I met with them and with a lot of their fellow warriors at Fort Bragg recently. You notice the name Fort Bragg, we have it back, we brought it back. We won the First World War
Yeah,
with
it's
it,
not
the
fucking
Second
Fort
World
Liberty
War with
anymore.
it, and then they decided to change the name.
I agree with that. Change
So
the
we
name.
changed
Yeah,
it back.
it was Liberty when I was in. It was so gay.
Everybody wanted to change back.
They changed it when I was in. It was so
And 10
gay.
of Eric's fellow
Yeah, it's so
warriors
stupid.
from that incredible night of victory will also be receiving medals at a private ceremony that will soon be held at the White House, and Eric will be there. Thank you. Thank you, Eric. That's a big one. Tonight we've celebrated many truly extraordinary American patriots, but there is one last living legend to honor before we go. He is one more heroic American aviator, Navy fighter pilot. Royce Williams served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, flying more than 220 missions. In the skies over Korea in 1952, Royce was in the dogfight of a lifetime, legendary dogfight. Flying through blizzard conditions, his squadron was ambushed by 7 Soviet fighter planes. It was his first aerial combat of the war, and despite being massively outnumbered and outgunned, Royce led the takedown of 4 enemy jets and almost destroyed the others, vanquishing his adversaries while taking 263 bullets to his own plane and being seriously hurt. His story was secret for over 50 years. He didn't even want to tell his wife, but the legend grew and grew. But tonight, at 100 years old, this brave Navy captain is finally getting the recognition he deserves. He was a legend long before this evening. Royce, please stand up, and I will ask the First Lady of the United States to present Captain Royce Williams with his Congressional Medal of Honor.
I'm 100 years old. Shit.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Who fucking lies is this one? He's talking about like veterans and shit. He's some fact checkers. Fact check what? Always some nigga with some superhero fucking profile pictures saying some stupid shit. I swear. I'm a fucking Marvel fan.
I would love to see one Avenger. Just turned into an award.
Oh, niggas.
Two Medal of Honors, a Purple Heart, the Freedom Medal.
It's like, it's for me? You look a little brown to be here.
No, because that's the generation he came from, is the crazy thing.
So, you know, back in the day, we just called you guys niggas. Now we consider you guys white too. Shit, Melania, where's she from? Slovenia? Shit, he probably shot one of her cousins or some shit, you know? That's probably what happened. That's why he's smiling. I shot your great-great-granddaddy back in the day, nigga. Yeah. Look at him. Look happy.
Look at her.
Holding on to that rail. Is that his wife? Okay, old timer.
Thank you.
He said, I had to
Royce,
get me a
thank
young
you,
one
Eric.
before I go.
I've always
Maybe
wanted
that's
the
his daughter.
Congressional Medal of Honor, but I was informed I'm not allowed to give it to
Shit.
myself, and I wouldn't know why
Might
I'd be taking
be.
it, but if they ever open up that law, I will be there with you someday. But you know, that's our highest honor, Congressional Medal of Honor, and that's a big thing. And it's an honor to be in the same room with you. Thank you both very much, Eric. Thank you.
Where the fuck is Ivanka at? That's what I want to know. I haven't seen her forever. And Junior and Eric.
They're there.
Thank you.
I saw them in the beginning.
250 years is a long time in the life of a
Barron.
nation. But in another sense, it's really a mere moment in the eye of history. Two of the gentlemen we met in the gallery this evening took their first breaths 1 century ago, 100 years before that, on July
I'm the next one to
4th,
go.
1826, the author of the Declaration
I'll go
of
on.
Independence, brilliant, Thomas Jefferson drew his last breath.
We could start
Just
bashing the
a
dams
single
now, guys.
long human lifespan separates the giants who
Right. I don't got to
declared
worry about people's
and
feelings.
won our independence from the heroes who stand among us tonight. Everything our nation has done, everything we have achieved, has been the work of those few great lifetimes. In those brief chapters, Americans built this nation from 13 humble colonies into the pinnacle of human civilization and human freedom, the strongest, wealthiest, most powerful, most successful nation in all of history. Americans ventured out across the daunting and dangerous continent. We carved paths through an unforgiving wilderness, settled a boundless frontier, and tamed the beautiful but very, very dangerous Wild West. From empty marshes and wide open plains, we raised up the world's greatest cities. Together, we mastered the world's mightiest industries and shattered history's monstrous tyrannies. And we liberated millions from the chains of fascism, communism, oppression, and terror. Americans lifted humanity into the skies on the wings of aluminum and steel. And then we launched mankind into the stars on rockets powered by sheer American will and unyielding American pride. We wired the globe with our ingenuity. We captivated the planet with American culture. And now we are pioneering the next great American breakthroughs that will change the entire world. All of this and so much more is the enduring legacy, unmatched glory of the hardworking patriots who built and defended this country and who still carry the hopes and freedoms on all of humanity's backs. For years they were forgotten, betrayed, and cast aside. But that great betrayal is over, and they will never be forgotten again. Because when the world needs courage, daring, vision, and inspiration, it is still turning to America. And when God needs a nation to work his miracles, he knows exactly who to ask. There is no challenge Americans cannot overcome, no frontier too vast for us to conquer, no dream too bold for us to chase, no horizon too distant for us to claim. For our destiny is written by the hand of providence, and these first 250 years were just the beginning. From the rugged border towns of Texas to the heartland villages of Michigan, from the sun-kissed shores of Florida to the endless fields of the Dakotas, and from the historic streets of Philadelphia to right here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the golden age of America is upon us. The revolution that began in 1776 has not ended. It still continues because the flame of liberty and independence still burns in the heart of every American patriot. And our future will be bigger, better, brighter, bolder, and more glorious than ever before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
You're muted.
80 years old, he broke the
You're
record.
muted.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me now? Sorry. 80 years old, he broke the record.
Yeah.
The only other person to go that long was 53 years old, Bill Clinton. Jesus
And Bill
Christ.
Clinton can fucking talk too.
Another fun fact: this has been the largest protest of Democrats since the eve of the Civil War. So that's something that's crazy too. Yeah, you haven't seen that many Democrats walk out of a State of the Union since the Civil War. So record numbers, and I get those numbers up.
But
Holy shit!
Andre, the party switch. Remember?
I don't even believe the party switch. I just think that the powers that
No, I
be
know.
had different interests. That's it. You know, I don't believe in the party switch shit.
I don't either.
I never
call
did.
that bullshit out all the time.
Yeah. I
That
think
was
that
a
just,
lot.
the interests changed. That was a lot. That was okay. I was expecting something on the Iran discussion, but we didn't get anything. So it is what it is. I was expecting like
Surprised
big
by that
breaking
too.
news, but yeah, Chuck Schumer did say, because Rubio did brief the Gang of Eight today, and it does seem like something serious is coming. But he wasn't going to announce. This would be the time when he should have announced it to the American people to brief us on what is going to happen. So I think that's an L for him. If something does come out the next week or so, I think we're probably on the precipice of something happening. This would have been a time for him to really speak to the American people and make that case for why we need to do it. So yeah.
I don't think he knows what to say because I think that interview with Tucker Carlson and Huckabee they were hoping was going to go better. And I think that was the way to try to convince people. And it didn't land, unfortunately.
It didn't. No, it did not land. That was disastrous for them. But even with that, I mean, most people are not in favor of any kind of conflict in the Middle East. I mean, we're tired of that. They're running the same playbook as 2003. We have the most troops in the region since 2003. I think the largest force since 2003. So it's not looking good. It's really not looking good. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, this was a lot, guys. We're going to do closing thoughts. Andre, what's your closing thoughts?
Good very historic State of the Union. Very high energy from the president. It was good to see him out and speaking. Like I said, what's on the horizon politically, geopolitically, internationally, that's something we really have to focus on. A lot of feel good stuff was talked about tonight. Stuff that makes the pundits, both on the left and the right talk. But we really have to see how things play out. We'll see how things go out throughout the next week or the next month. I think we'll get big news in the next week or so. We'll see what happens. But that's all I got to say.
Big news. Enzo, what's your closing thoughts?
So my closing thoughts were this was awesome. This was awesome. My second State of the Union with the new party covering Donald Trump, and I lied. Tonight is not exactly 1 year. Next week on the 4th is. So, but we're gonna say tonight was the 1 year.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought it was great. I love Donald Trump, and I think this was one of the best speeches that he's done. I think this is one of the greatest State of the Unions that has taken place, highlighted a lot over the last 250 years for America, highlighting all the veterans in the building, giving out 2 Medal of Honors, 2 Purple Hearts, our Presidential Medal of Freedom, and I forgot what the other one was for the Coast Guard. I think that was awesome, highlighting a lot, pointing out and calling out the Democrats for how un-American they are. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it straight up. Democrats are un-American. They will continue to be, and it shows in everything that they do, everything that they fight for, and who they fight for. I really wish more people will wake up to the Democratic Party and we can just abolish the Democratic Party altogether and have a new party that comes out of the ashes of the Democratic Party that actually stands for the American people. I'm not saying the Republican Party is perfect either. It needs a lot of reform itself as well. But I would like to see in the midterms, we vote out the establishment Republicans and vote new people in that are actually going to do the bidding of the people. Congress the last year has been one of my biggest thorns in my side, not passing anything, not doing anything. And I hope everybody goes out there in the midterms and votes in correct people to actually get things done. With that being said, this is a great episode, and I will see you guys all on Thursday.
Thank you, fellas. Thank you to Andre, Enzo. for sticking it out with me. And also shout out to Gray, Mia, Kimberly, and to our guest, Ethan, part of the UnF tour. Tonight, we saw what America is supposed to look like. We all don't agree. We all literally have different opinions on everything, but we all sat here tonight and respectfully had a conversation and we showed up. Tonight's State of the Union from President Trump was more than just a policy speech. It was a moment meant to represent the unity and seriousness of our republic. It was very disappointing to see how many Democrats chose not to attend or chose not to engage in the process. That's why I have my traitors jokes, guys. I do believe we literally are surrounded by traitors, okay? We are surrounded by people that don't love this country. If you're sitting there and you're voted in by the will of the people and you couldn't show up for the President's State of the Union, you need to get your ass fucking fired. I'm sorry. It's that simple. You should have been there. That you had one job to support the President of the United States. You don't have to agree with him, but you are a voted elected representative. And in democracy, showing up matters. Even when we disagree, especially when we disagree, our leaders have a responsibility to be present, to listen, and to represent the people who elected them. Whether you got voted in by Republicans, you represent Republicans in your district. You should have showed up tonight. Respect for institutions shouldn't be partisan. The State of the Union isn't about one party or one president. It's about our country. And to Enzo's point, the Civil War, like, are we heading down that path? That was the last time this amount of people didn't show up. So I'm disgusted by the Democrats tonight. I'm sorry, I am. Not Democrats in general, but the Democrat officials that didn't show up. Shame on you. Shame, shame, shame. God bless, good night, and everyone stay safe.
Before we wrap, I want to take a quick moment to talk about how you can support the new party. We are an independent media platform. No corporate backers, no political handlers, just a collection of voices representing all American viewpoints, especially the stories they don't want you talking about.
I'm disgusted with our government, and it doesn't matter which party you're talking about. I'm disgusted.
We are watching an active genocide. I don't know how else to put it. There are thousands of people getting killed every day.
This is the first time in history that an American cardinal has ever been elevated to pope. It is legitimately make America great again.
Yeah.
Like, they're fighting for illegal immigrants, not immigrants. Illegal. Like, and they burning the flag and shit.
Like I always say, it was a great episode. I'm happy with the wins that Donald Trump's.
Like you heard Nora Skeptic say, we're going to keep bringing like different types of content and things that we know people want to see. And like we always say on the New Party, always vote.
If you believe Americans can still have civil discourse, even in these polarizing times, we need your help to stay independent and keep growing. You can support us by donating to our GoFundMe page, becoming a channel member, sending a super chat, or grabbing merch from the New Party store. Every donation goes directly toward growing the channel promotion and our upcoming documentary. And as a thank you, donors will receive an exclusive copy of the documentary 1 week before it premieres. Who is the New Party? We're you, your voice, your stories, your America. We can only do this together. So if you're able, please donate and help us get the message out.